Hey everybody, and welcome to another YouTube live Q&A. Actually, let's do it this way. Hey everyone, and welcome to another YouTube live Q&A. This is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Today we're going to be talking about YouTube watch time. If you're a small YouTuber and you're watching this either live or on the replay, this is actually going to be something that is extremely helpful to the far majority of you because maybe you are affected by demonetization day. YouTube recently changed the requirements for the partner program to be monetized in YouTube, and that affects a lot of YouTubers, whether they're smaller YouTubers or whether they just were new to the platform and didn't monetize. There are some issues with that. You need now 4,000 hours of watch time in order to monetize, as well as at least 1,000 subscribers. So today, instead of talking about how you can grow more subscribers, we're going to focus exclusively on how to grow more watch time on YouTube. I'm going to show you guys some things in YouTube Analytics that can help you. I'm also going to give you some general strategies for YouTube watch time, and we're going to answer questions from the audience. So that's what we're going to be doing today in this YouTube live Q&A session. I usually try to do these on Fridays when I'm not traveling, but if I'm traveling, then obviously we don't end up doing these live Q&As together. But I thought it was just very important to address the issue of YouTube watch time. I haven't made a dedicated video about this on my channel, but I will make a dedicated like 8 to 12 minute video with what I feel are my best tips for accumulating watch time. It's actually the area that my channel overperforms in. In fact, I'll bring up another panel in a second that I'm going to show you guys, but there's a tool that I specifically use to see how my channel is doing, and there's another tool that I use to actually help with the general performance of my channel. The two tools that I probably take the most advantage of in YouTube, actually my top three, would probably be TubeBuddy, which I have a discount link for you guys in the description, MORNINGFAME, which I have an invite code for you, and of course vidIQ, which will also be linked down in the description for you guys. These are the three tools that I really use a lot for my YouTube channel. They're not sponsoring the live stream today, but I use them all the time. And I'm actually going to be showing you some things in them because one of the things that my channel does very well in is YouTube watch time. For a channel my size, actually overperforming YouTube watch time versus views, for example, or even month-to-month growth in subscribers. Watch time is really the area that I have down. And if I actually bring up my screen for you guys, you'll see that for yourself. So this is MORNINGFAME. And in this case, MORNINGFAME is polling a few channels like mine that have a similar subscriber count. And it's telling me that when it comes to expectations for channels my size, which are channels, with maybe 250,000 to 300,000 subscribers, larger channels tend to get more views. That's how they got big. That's not how my channel works because it's tutorial based, it's how-to based, and I'm not focused on just one subject. I'm focused on a mission and a theme, and that mission and theme is creativity and entrepreneurship, teaching you how to use your skills and your creativity to make income online and in the world, and to actually make a positive impact with that through your creativity. So that's a pretty specific value proposition. It's not going to get views because it's not a mainstream staple of YouTube, and it's not a mainstream audience. It's not vlogging, it's not gaming, it's not beauty, it's not exclusively tech. That makes it challenging. And you might have a challenging niche as well. Maybe something you're doing only affects moms, or maybe it only affects teenagers, or maybe, which is a large population on YouTube, so maybe you're not hurting for views. Maybe it only affects vegans. So when you're a niche that is very specific and is not a mainstream niche that has a lot of attention, views can be hard to come by. But when you have a loyal following, you kill it in watch time. And that is the metric that YouTube cares about more than anything. And we know that partly because they made a watch time requirement just to be part of the YouTube partner program. They decided that watch time was important a long time ago. They flipped the switch on that maybe back in 2012, and they made changes to the YouTube algorithm. And so views were not the most important thing to grow your channel, but there were a lot of bigger YouTubers. This hurt them a little bit, but they had a loyal audience, so it didn't hurt them too much. So I prioritize watch time. I do closer to that with regard to engagement and, subscribers and views for a channel my size, usually for those channels, because they're bigger and usually more mainstream, those things are sky high. But I perform very well here, and it does affect my channel in some very positive ways. And I'll show you guys more of that here in YouTube Analytics, and we'll try to figure out some things that can help you get more watch time. I'll get really into these analytics, and I'll show you some things that I believe would be extraordinarily helpful to you, but I'm also going to talk to you about strategy real quick. And so I'm going to change cameras. So when we talk about getting more watch time in YouTube, one of the most important things you need to realize is that when it comes to YouTube, there will be videos that get views, but those videos may not accumulate a large amount of watch time, especially if they're shorter videos. Shorter videos, unless they're getting massive amounts of views, do not necessarily rack up watch time for you. And when you're small as a YouTuber and you're trying to grow, it's going to be more challenging to have an audience for your content, which means getting watch time is going to be more difficult if you prioritize views. However, if you can get every single viewer to watch a video longer, then that will perform better for you in the long run, especially now that you know you have to, at least if you want to monetize and you haven't gotten that first 1,000 subscribers just yet, that first 100, that first 50, that first 200, instead of getting more views, once you have those subscribers and you're heading toward your subscriber goal to monetize your YouTube channel and to get access to more features in the YouTube platform, then what you need to do is not necessarily prioritize views or not necessarily try to go viral, although that would probably answer those issues. You're probably not going to be able to accomplish that as a small YouTuber anytime soon. You're not going to have a breakout video. Almost no one ever does. It's going to be a slow and steady climb. And so what I would suggest you focus on is a very powerful content strategy where the first 20 or 30 videos on your channel are very specific and follow your niche and have a balance of content that's topical, and also majority of it though should be evergreen content, search friendly content, so that you can keep racking up views, racking up watch time, and keeping people watching a video for as long as possible. That also means you're going to have to make videos that might be a little bit longer. And I know there are niches that this is challenging for. Animation channels complain left and right about YouTube prioritizing watch time. I have a very simple answer for that. If you're making animation videos, when you're getting started and you're trying to meet requirements, start with tutorial videos. I know you don't want to be a tutorial channel. I know you don't want to put out things that aren't necessarily a finished product. And if you want to put out only a finished product, I would say that Instagram is more favorable to animators than YouTube is. I would even say that Facebook is. I would say even you could do stuff on Twitch if you want to put out the finished product. But to get started and to accumulate watch time, you should show behind the scenes, you should show tutorials, you should talk about the animation process, you should talk about your software, you should have a playlist in YouTube that has that, and then you could have a playlist at the top of your channel that only has your finished animations if you want the portfolio to look nice. So that's my advice to those animation channels. If you are doing short form content like that, then I think behind the scenes and other things can help you out and can pad some of that if it makes sense. So don't romanticize these things. So, because I know the question will constantly come up, well, what about animators and we're getting screwed? I just answered that question. Now, when it comes to other type of content on YouTube, whether it's entertainment or DIY or whatever your niche is, and if you have a question about that, you can ask it and I'll answer it here. But the thing that I will tell you is that you need to really look at how you can do hub, help, and hero content. Hub content is for people like you. I am a creative professional. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm making content for people like me. Almost all my content could be considered hub content. But when I want to reach my core audience, I make these motivational vlogs because I know creatives are struggling, I know entrepreneurs are struggling, and I tell my story. But I'm not sitting there talking about what I had for lunch today, or I'm not sitting here telling you like about necessarily what, my health diet is for the, like, I might incorporate that into a video, but I'm not going to make that the title of it. I'm going to make it something that's relevant to you, like some tips for avoiding burnout, or like, the greatest failure in my career, because one, that's an interesting, attractive headline. It's not clickbait if I deliver on it. And then it's something you can relate to. So hub content is about relating to your audience and giving them some kind of emotional value and saying that, hey, this is for people like us, right? So whether that's musicians, or whether that is people of a certain age, or whether that's people in a certain industry, or whether it's people who like a fandom like Dragon Ball or Star Wars or Steven Universe or Harry Potter, or whatever it is that's for you. Or maybe your group is your college students, okay? So whatever your niche is, whatever that audience is, that hub content should always speak to that group. And what I would say is that your hub, help, and hero content should all have a theme to them. They should have some big categorical theme that ties everything together, so it doesn't feel like you're all over the place. And when you do that, you're going to get a loyal audience. You're going to have people that come back and they watch things over and over, and this can help. So that's what your hub content looks like. Your help content is search-friendly content. And even if you're an entertainer, you could tap into this. You can tap into search-friendly content with skits. If you make, like, if I was doing entertainment and I was a comedian, I would make a lot of like dating and relationship advice videos, but I would put comedy in the title, or skit or parody in the title, so that people know that this is not a tutorial, or this is not meant to be taken to heart. And so I would do it that way. And when I do that, it would mean that I could tap into some of those trends in YouTube, and things that people are searching for, and things that might get recommended alongside other channels. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up some analytics. I want to show you guys a few things here, and I need to sort through these real quick. So just give me a quick second. Also, while I'm like clicking around for that, I'm going to mute the mic so you guys don't have to hear that. All right, I think I have what I want to show you guys here. So what I'm showing you is a comparison of my videos and their performance last month, January 1st through January 31st. You can see that I racked up 3 million plus hours of watch time, or the equivalent of almost 6 years worth of watch time. That's a lot. So with that said, there was some individual videos here that really crushed it, but there are videos that got less views but more watch time. So let's dig into some of that. And I also want you to pay attention to this average view duration, but at the same time, don't take it too seriously, because if you have ever taken a test, then you know that you could get 4 100s on a test, get sick, miss the 5th test, get a 0, and that means you're at 80%. So averages are tricky because they aren't reflective of truth. If you took 4 tests and got 100 on every single one of those tests, took a 5th test and got a 0, or didn't show up and missed the test, then you look like a C student because your average is 80, but it doesn't look the individual performance of what you've done up until now. And so that's a problem. So don't take the averages too seriously. They are important, but don't take them as truth. Just take them as a roundabout measuring place to see kind of where your audience is at or where they might be dropping off at, and we can get into more detail about that. But I want you to really pay attention to this watch time graph, and I'm also going to show you something. I'm going to compare watch time to views over that period, and you can see a direct correlation between watch time and views. But remember, I overperform on watch time while I underperform dramatically on views. But the nature of my content can do that because of the content and also who the audience is for this content and who I'm targeting. So if you look at this, I have individual videos that are getting a killer amount of watch time and racking it up. But I also have so much content because I've been doing this for a while that of course I'm going to rack up watch time overall. That being said, that may not be your case. But I also want you to pay attention that there are videos that have dramatically less views but get very close to videos with more views on watch time. And so it's not always down to views. I know that as a YouTuber, you are being judged by the YouTube viewing audience and community on how many views you get on a video or your view to subscriber ratio, and that's devastating. But I want you to understand that YouTube doesn't really care about that. They care about that raw watch time number on a video, and they care about the raw watch time number on your channel. So while the audience might be judging you based on these arbitrary values in terms of views or subscribers, YouTube cares about watch time because watch time is a commitment and that's loyalty, and that's all YouTube is really interested in for the most part. So I want you to try to ignore the mainstream madness of the YouTube community, sorry to say it, and really think about this watch time, because if you're a small YouTuber trying to monetize your channel, YouTube cares about your watch time, and it's the hardest barrier. Getting 1,000 subs, you can do that. Some of you are trying to cheat with sub for sub. It's not going to help, but what's really going to matter is getting loyal audiences to watch videos. And what helps you get those loyal audience to watch videos is making content for the right length, especially when you're starting out. And I would say you need some longer videos, but you need some shorter videos to give people permission to get to know you and like your style. You also need the right type of content. Look at how many of these videos are either top 10 list or live streams or how-to videos or top 5 videos. These are tutorials. This is the bread and butter of my channel, and it's why I've never had a problem with YouTube, is because this stuff will consistently bring in views for me pretty much no matter what is going on in mainstream YouTube. I can rely no matter what happens with the platform, what happens with the rules, whatever, because I'm doing product reviews, I'm doing how-to videos, I'm doing top 5 tips and top 10 tips, and things of that nature, and doing live stream Q&As. I can always rely on YouTube to distribute my content, promote my content, give me watch time. Views will come, eventually subscribers will come, but this watch time is so important. And I want you to really kind of put into perspective how individual videos can give you so much watch time. I mean, just look at that. And this other here is basically a lot of the live streams. So just kind of take that with a grain of salt there. But I'm telling you, the cumulative watch time on your channel, there's a couple of ways to get it. To get the cumulative watch time on your channel, look at the amount of content. So when you're a small YouTuber, if you're trying to get more watch time quickly because for some reason you feel like you need to monetize quickly, well, one of the ways that you can do it is that you can, in fact, use either series or releasing a lot of content. Don't upload a lot of content at once and release it in one day. A lot of young YouTubers and a lot of inexperienced people make that mistake. It's really bad. It hurts your channel and it turns off viewers. It turns off subscribers. But if you're releasing a piece of content 3 times or 5 times a week, that could be helpful. If you release daily, that could be helpful and that can give you an advantage. But when you're doing those early videos, I would recommend you don't do random videos to see what sticks. It might be hard for you creatively, but you have to come up with a series. And I would say maybe you come up with an idea that can have 3 episodes or 5 episodes, and you release that as the first things that you release week 1 on your channel, and then you do a few more videos. You might even have to film a bunch of this stuff before you really launch your channel so that you aren't stuck and then you go weeks without putting anything out because you don't know what to make. Because when you're starting out, that's a challenge. I also would tell you that when you're starting out, maybe you don't worry about all this stuff. Maybe you get used to just being on camera. I mean, a lot of you don't want to hear that, and you want to grow in your first year. But your first year, you might not be good at this yet, and you should be practicing, and you should be trying to get good at it, just like you would with a sport or an instrument. You don't just show up and go to a championship game or even playing for a ranking or points like when you first get started. You take it slow, and you have practice every day. You have practice several times a week before you go to a game, and a lot of you aren't doing that with YouTube. But again, if you're going to try and get started and you want to accumulate watch time, what I will tell you is that having a series can help, because if people know that there's episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, and episode 5, then they might actually stick around and watch more of it, and that will give you watch time. They might share it in social media, and then this is something that's good year-round to keep adding value to your channel, to bring in new subscribers if people like this, to bring in more views, to bring in more watch time. So making a series can really help you. Also, top 5 and top 10 videos usually do well. Top 7 videos do well. Step-by-step videos do well. DIYs do well. Tutorials do well because they get searched and they constantly bring in views. So if your niche lets you do that, then I would say make it a priority. Now, if we click over to MORNINGFAME, and I'm going to put an invite code for you guys for MORNINGFAME so you can check that out. MORNINGFAME is great because it can actually tell me what I should make more of and what is performing on these different verticals in YouTube. It can tell me which videos get the most kind of views and I should make more of those. It can tell me what does very well on watch time. It can tell me what does well on engagement. It can tell me what does well on subs. And if you look at these, not everything that does well at something does well at everything. It really just depends. Even some of my best motivational content isn't holding for watch time. My live streams obviously do, but not everything that gets views also gets the right amount of watch time, and not everything that crushes it on watch time gets engagement or gets the right amount of views. You know, so it can't be an A at everything unless it is, and that's very rare, but you know, it can do some things better than others. And so there are trade-offs. There are types of videos that clearly could get more watch time, and there are videos that could clearly do better with views or do better with gaining subs. And so if you look at things that says, well, don't make more of these, well, there were reasons to make these videos. Sometimes videos are important because they could establish you in your niche, or maybe you're doing something with a sponsor, or maybe it's a video you just really wanted to make. And even though MORNINGFAME is saying, well, don't make videos like these, I think making some of these videos on personal branding is very important, especially since in the future I plan to launch a course and I speak on this at conferences. So maybe even though this gets me less views and it says that's not good for YouTube, it could be very good for me because it get me that $5,000 speaking engagement. So a video that doesn't perform well for YouTube, or that even mainstream viewers don't accept or appreciate because haha, you got all these subscribers and you didn't get views, like were they making fun of me for that? Well, that video might have driven people to my course and made me thousands of dollars, or it might have been a brand deal and it might have sold stuff for the brand and the brand loves it. Even though it didn't get the views, it got the right views to convert and make money for the brand, and then that makes them come back to me for another sponsor deal. Or maybe it's a collaboration that I wanted to do with a friend that we've been thinking about for a long time. Or maybe it's a video that establishes my presence in the business community or something else. So just because something doesn't necessarily perform in YouTube mainstream like some of your other content, that still could mean there are valid reasons to do it. You just have to balance that against what you know works for your channel if your goal is growth. What I will honestly admit to you is that sometimes, and I think it's very clear with the content that I do, I could easily just focus on content like this and it would grow my channel. I would get more views, more subs, more watch time, more everything that YouTube and YouTubers want. But that's not what my big goal is right now. There are videos that I want to do because they establish my personal brand, or I like them, or they make me money on the back end outside of YouTube AdSense and make me, frankly, more money, or they grow my business, or they grow my public speaking career, or they grow me in that entrepreneur community that I'm a part of. So that's something that you should take into consideration. What are your goals? Now, if you're prioritizing growing on YouTube, go with God and just do the things that your audience wants. The problem with that is you could burn out, as so many YouTubers do, because sometimes they fall out of love with the content that their audience wants. And that's a real problem. I know a lot of YouTubers who are struggling with that right now. You're seeing a lot more people come out about this issue. Now, earlier I mentioned doing series and doing playlist. And you can see that this is actually really important because you can see how it performs for the channel. I get strong views and watch time and engagement by doing some of these playlists. And the ones like Should I Quit YouTube don't just feature me, they feature other creators' videos as well. So even curating a playlist that has your videos and someone else's could actually really help your channel. It often does. So just kind of keep that in mind. You are rewarded for that watch time too. You won't necessarily see that in your main analytics, but it does count. And YouTube counts that towards some hidden variables in the algorithm as well. So take more advantage of playlist. Me and my friend Daryl Eves and Tim Schmoyer, we talk about that a lot. But you can see that series can do really well. This one says it's strong with views. It's okay with watch time, but it's strong with giving me subs and engagement. So the videos in that series do very well. And then again, look here, we have my public speaking engagements. They don't necessarily do great on views and engagement, but boy, do they rack up watch time, and they've also helped me get subscribers. So that's something to keep in mind is, like I said, not every video and not every series can win at everything in YouTube, but it could win at the right things. And what, Morning Fame doesn't account for here is just because something didn't necessarily perform strong in YouTube doesn't mean it didn't make you money. It could make you money because it's something that works on the back end of your channel. It could make you money because it's something that does very well with YouTube AdSense. So I would say that just because something got less views, even though YouTube AdSense does count views, there are videos that have less views, but they get better ads. And so that could actually be impacting your channel as well. So I would just, ask you to be aware of that. And by the way, if you're here in the live stream, please do me a huge favor. I'm going to click over for this one. If you're one of the viewers here in the live stream, please share this video in social media, get more people watching this so I can answer their questions and give them tips. If you're watching the replay of this, please share it with people that you think need to be informed and need to grow their YouTube channel if you feel that this information is valid and can help them. Because I would really like to know that more YouTubers are taking advantage of all the opportunities that are available to grow their channel. And watch time is YouTube's biggest factor in distribution and all of those things. I know we all would like to think that it's views, but YouTube has been very clear about this, and they've been very clear about this with small YouTubers that they want that to be a priority, even for qualifying them for YouTube partnership and being part of the YouTube partner program and monetizing with AdSense. So if YouTube is saying that it won't even let you monetize videos and make money without getting a certain amount of watch time, then we know that it's absolutely a priority and we can't ignore it. So I would just really encourage you to think about that. And there's a lot of valuable information that we can put out regarding how you're going to get that watch time. And so as I was saying, one of the tools that I use to take a hard look at this is MORNINGFAME. But I have other tools as well, like TubeBuddy and vidIQ, that I use to do that. Now, here's something interesting. I pointed out earlier that there are videos and series that could do really well on views, but do weak on watch time. And that is something you have to take into consideration, is that views aren't everything. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Views are not everything. And I know your audience is judging you on your views. My audience judges me on my views sometimes. But it doesn't matter if it's accomplishing the goals that you need to win at YouTube. And right now, watch time is more important than views. And engagement with your community is always important. And subscribers, that's important too, but clearly watch time is the most important thing. And I've always prioritized, how can I keep people engaged with my content? How can I get them to watch it and watch it all the way through? And more importantly, for me at least, how can I get them to then take action? Whether that's converting, whether that's using the information, whether that's buying a product or service. I feel like those things are something that you could prioritize in YouTube, and getting views isn't enough anymore. It's not going to cut it. YouTube will rank a video, and we can even watch this in real time. YouTube will rank videos even if they have low views, if YouTube finds them to be relevant. And so to prove this out, I'm going to show you guys something. Let's search for a product review. Let's search for like Alexa Hub, because I have one of these. It's not necessarily like the newest product in the world, right? So here we have, and this is going to actually show you people by subscriber count. The third video in YouTube for this product review is Pro AV TV with 11,000 subscribers, and is ranking right under Jared Polin, who's close to 1 million, and the Slanted Lens with 250,000. They have more views, and this is ranking right alongside them. So from now on, and please show this to any small YouTuber, whoever says YouTube only cares about you having big subscribers, you have to get views, or you cannot rank, it's impossible. I want you to show them this screen. You have my permission to take a screenshot of this. All right? You have my permission. You can take a screenshot of this. Oh, heck, there's one of my videos. There's one of my videos from 2 years ago when I had a much smaller following. This video is, actually, it's closer to 3 years ago is the reality of this video, because I remember this because Lexar sent me this. But I'm ranking, number 5 back when I had like 20,000 subscribers. Lexar sent this to me. And so, yeah, even back then I was ranking number 5 for this. But look at this. A YouTuber with 7 subscribers did a review of this and has almost as many views as me, has more views than someone with almost 12,000 subscribers. Your subscriber count does not matter to YouTube except for monetization and handing out play buttons and accessing certain features. Those 3 things are important, but it's not stopping you from getting ranked in search and showing up on the first page of YouTube and being recommended. It's just not. So I want small YouTubers to stop with the conspiracy theory that views and subscribers are the most important thing just because it's what your audience is judging you on. Clearly, to rank in YouTube, where you could get tremendous value here, it doesn't matter. Because look at all these videos with less views or less subscribers ranking. And you can see it for yourself with your own eyes. You can see it with your own eyes right here. And then by using tools like, TubeBuddy and vidIQ, we can see kind of how some of that stuff is happening. So, this is a product review, and anyone in YouTube could do a product review. It's the thing that if you're a small YouTuber, you could easily do a product review, but we've just proven that even if you're a small YouTuber, you can rank among the top YouTubers. Even if you only have 7 subscribers, there's nothing stopping you from getting 5,000 views on a video, and you could still rank right next to someone with 250,000, almost 1 million, 10,000. You can rank, and you can even get more views than them sometimes. So it's important for me to make that very clear to you. And, sometimes that's why views aren't necessarily the most important thing. Again, this is a video from really not 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, back when I had 20,000 subscribers. It didn't get a lot of views. I did 2 of these videos and they're ranking on the first page, but look at all the people with more or less subscribers than I had even then, or less subscribers or less views that are still ranking. And so it really doesn't matter what your subscriber count is. You can rank in YouTube, but that also means that YouTube doesn't care about views and subscribers, not the way that you think they do. YouTube really cares about watch time. And so when I talk about morning fame and I talk about identifying videos that perform well on watch time versus videos that perform well on views, I think that that's important. And I also think it's important to look at, sometimes not every video can perform on every metric that you want for success, but that doesn't mean they're a bad video, and it doesn't mean that they're not a video that's important for your brand. And as I said earlier, series can perform really well for watch time if you use them right. And not every series that does great on views will do great on watch time. And not every individual video that does great on views will do great on watch time. But videos that do good on watch time may not do well on views. You just have to pick a priority, and then you have to stick to that priority. Look at how these long videos do so well for me on watch time, but they don't always do well on views. And then other videos that do great on views hurt me on watch time sometimes. So you have to take all of this with a grain of salt. And if you're a small YouTuber and you want to meet the requirements for YouTube, if you want to meet the requirements, if you want to get that first 4,000 hours of watch time, you may not want to prioritize videos that you think will just get you subscribers, because those subscribers may not translate the watch time for you. And it might be harder to get the 4,000. There are a lot of channels that have 1,000 subscribers, but they're hurting for watch time, and then they can't monetize. And so you have to set priorities. You can't necessarily expect that every video needs to get views in order to be successful. So I want to answer some of you guys' questions here, and I want to talk to you guys about what it is that you're struggling with regard to getting watch time. I went over some strategies. I talked about doing episode-based content. I talked about hub, help, and hero content and how you can use that to grow your channel, and how specifically hub and help content are probably more important than hero content, at least when it comes to getting watch time and getting those initial subscribers. So, I want to answer some of your questions about that and how we can address your issues with getting watch time, because I know some of you don't have what you need in terms of a content strategy right now to get the watch time. Agent CL47 says, best advice for game streaming. For game streaming, watch the interview that I did with Bijou Mike. Mike Lucas has about 1 million subscribers now. We did an interview when he had about 800,000. Watch that interview on my channel. It'll answer all your questions as a gamer. The majority of people in the live stream aren't gamers. I don't want to get into the weeds on that. I pretty much made that video and that interview because I wanted to hear it from a successful YouTube gamer who used my advice. He went from 1,000 subscribers 2 years ago to 1 million subscribers in 2 years using that advice. So you can watch my video with Mike and you can hear it from Mike. Mido Jed says, hi Roberto, I just started to get like 5,000 subs per month and it's just awesome. You're helping me fulfill my dream. Thanks for that. Glad to hear it. Appreciate you, buddy. Celtic says, a lot of people seem to click away in the first 10 seconds or so. What's your best advice for creating a strong hook? And get to the content right away. Maybe you have an animated intro because you saw a lot of people do animated intros. Get to it right away. Tell people exactly what they're going to get and jump right into it. Do not use an animated intro, or don't ramble. Just get right into it, or even show a highlight from the video for the first 5 seconds and then get into it. So, that would help. Let's see. Oh, Mike Polis just donated $5 in Super Chat and says, for some coffee, have a great weekend. Cool, Starbucks, here I come. Let's see. Gilded Phoenix, oh, how's it going? Says, Roberto, I never get notified about your live streams anymore. It was like a fluke when I saw this. Guys, I need to know if you're getting notified about the live streams, so please hit me up and let me know whether you're getting notified about the live streams or not, because that's annoying. I think in general, YouTube notifications aren't working right in general most of the time, and that's very frustrating. If you guys are not on Notification Squad, hit the bell so that you can hopefully be informed of when I'm doing videos or when I'm doing live Q&As. And also, I'm usually the most interactive in the first hour that a video is up. So that's also, if you want to interact and engage with me, then Notification Squad is where it's at. Also, guys, if you could do me a big favor, I'm doing motivational content in Instagram. I've been hitting that really hard. It's been great for engagement, ton of value. If you feel you need my motivational message, and it's all based in practicality and real talk, and if you want some raw emotional honesty, I invite you guys to check me out at Roberto Blake on Instagram, and be part of the Notification Squad there. I'm doing some giveaways on Instagram in terms of 15-minute one-on-ones with me, also just video reply messages of encouragement, and we're also doing a Gary V Crushing It book giveaway. So that's something we're doing over on Instagram. Justin Pinoy asked, have you written any books? I'm actually writing a book, hopefully coming out toward the end of the year. It's going to be awesome. Meadow Jed says, Roberto, do you think that YouTube is pushing monetized videos more than non-monetized videos? No, this is another one of those small YouTuber things that people think is happening that isn't really happening. It's just like how I showed you that like when I showed you guys that videos without regard for subscriber count rank on the first page. I mean, look at this. Joshua Choppy Tech is a huge fan of the channel. He did a Lexar hub review a couple of years ago, just like me. It says 2 years, but it's actually closer to 3 years. And he's ranked right here next to somebody with 30,000 subscribers, and he's ranked above somebody with almost 1 million subscribers. Adorama, which is an official camera-based company. They sell cameras and lenses and camera gear. Look at that. Like, Adorama is ranking below Joshua Choppy from Choppy Tech. Great kid. Really been hustling on YouTube for a while now. And then you've got Business Gadgets with 800 subscribers. And look at that. They're right there with Adorama and Choppy Tech. Look at that. You got another channel. It's a different language, but it's ranking below Choppy with 1,000 subscribers and 200 views. So I'm tired of hearing this. YouTube only cares about big YouTubers. YouTube doesn't help small YouTubers. Small YouTubers can't break out. They can't do anything. Really? 7 subscribers, 5,000 like views on 4,000 views on something. And again, this video is back when I was smaller. It was like 3 years ago when I had 20,000 subscribers. This was one of my first sponsored product reviews. But right here on the same page with Jared Polin, and right here on the same page with the Slanted Lens, 10,000 subscribers right here, still top tier. So, and look, beating out reviews with 50,000 subscribers attached to them, thousands of like. So I'm trying to be sympathetic, I'm trying to be empathetic, but, and I know some people are just asking, but there's a lot of misinformation that small YouTubers put out in an echo chamber sometimes. And big YouTubers sometimes reinforce it. And they're not telling you the truth, but I'm showing you data. I'm showing you stuff happening in real time. I'm showing you actual proof that, hey, if you rank your videos with good titles, good descriptions, good tags, and you can get some watch time on them, it almost doesn't matter what you get in terms of views or subscribers. Someone's asking about incognito mode. You know what? I can, if my thing lets me do that, I can go into incognito mode. And yeah, I know it affects user preferences. Fine, we'll do this in incognito mode. And Chris, I know you're not trolling. I know you're legit. You're in Awesome Creator Academy. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, let's go into youtube.com. We'll do it live. We'll go in incognito mode. I'll type in Lexar Hub, and then I'll type in some other stuff. I'll type in watch reviews, and look at that. In incognito mode, it's the exact same thing. and we'll do a fresh review. We'll do Western Digital My Cloud Mirror 2, because it's just another product that I know about. And waiting. And look at that. And I know that this is going to be a small channel because, again, I'm in incognito mode, so my plugins and stuff don't necessarily work in incognito mode to show you how many subscribers people have. But look at these videos with 2.5K views beating unboxed therapy. Beating unboxed therapy. Look at that. 707 views beats unboxed therapy. So there you go. I mean, it's like 184 views right here on the same same page. And so small YouTubers have a chance. Looky here. Here's that guy. You'll also notice something. Look at this. My Cloud Mirror 2, WD My Cloud Mirror 2, and look at this. YouTube is bolding this the same way Google would in my description, which is showing Western Digital My Cloud Mirror. This was one of the first product reviews I did. This wasn't 2 years ago. It was actually 3 years ago. YouTube just rounded down, I guess. But like, this is 3 years ago. And you can see the correlation between my title, my description, and my search query right here. Okay, so you can see how that would work. And you can see it here on this video from another channel, that the WD My Cloud, and you can see it here. So the relevancy between title and description is real, ladies and gentlemen. So you can rank. You can absolutely rank, even if you're a small YouTuber. And again, we did that in incognito mode to show you guys. And I've talked about MORNINGFAME before, but this is why I think that MORNINGFAME is important, because, you know, it can help you with a lot of this stuff, and it can give you great data. I have an invite code if you guys don't have access to MORNINGFAME. If you go to robertoblake.com/MORNINGFAME, that will get you in. And if I wanted to do like research on my next video, MORNINGFAME can help me do that, and then I can get watch time like on my video. So it should automatically log me in unless my session ended. So I can research my next video. And this is, again, kind of just like proof that if you want to rank a video, this is kind of how you would go about it. And then doing this could help you with watch time. I'm going to acknowledge the super chats in just a quick second, by the way. But, you know, I want to show you guys this. So let's say I was going to do a product review, and let's say I was going to do, what's the Synology drive I have? It's the Synology DS1817. Okay, cool. So let's say I was going to do research for an upcoming product review, which I have one coming up. So let's say I was going to do the Synology DS1817 Plus. All right. So let's say I was going to do that. All right. And it even gives me a recommendation. And it says these are great choices in terms of potential for larger channels. This is great uncommon keywords for smaller channels. Cool. Let's just go ahead and go with that. Plus, it's literal. I like that. So if I do Synology DS1817 Plus setup, which is a video I would probably do as a tutorial to show you guys how to do a backup archive for your YouTube videos, I immediately have insane potential in terms of traffic, views, and volume, and potential engagement for that in terms of ranking opportunities. And then it's going to take me to step 4. And so by default, if that's the only thing in my title, then it's not, doing great. But what if I do this and I go Synology NAS or video, or like, actually I don't need anything more than that. I could do that, but like I'm just going to change my description. And you know how I'm going to change my description? I'm going to do this. And you see how just literally making that the first thing in my description takes my relevancy straight through the roof. Immediately takes me to B rank. And if I delete this, I go to D. And this is what you guys are messing up in your YouTube stuff. And the tool I'm using, because some of you guys are asking, the tool I'm using is MORNINGFAME. I'm just going to actually drop a link in the description right now for MORNINGFAME, so you guys can do that. Get MORNINGFAME, and that's robertoblake.com/morningfame. There you go. So that should update in the description for you guys. That's the tool, so you can use my invite code, and then MORNINGFAME will thank me for that. But look at that. Literally, a lot of you do something silly or goofy in your description, and it's killing you. You're saying, why can't I rank in YouTube? And then you say that, oh, well, big YouTuber XYZ does this. Jake Paul does this. PewDiePie does that. Markiplier does this. Markiplier. You're not them. You do not have the instant audience and recognition and fame to merit you not using every single tool and tactic that you can. If you're a small channel, I would still argue that instead of growth hacking, you should focus on camera charisma and getting your cinematography right and getting your editing right first. So before you ever growth hack, I would tell you should watch Charisma on Command. Then you should watch D for Darius and Peter McKinnon and people like that. And then you should, for editing, you should watch like Premiere Gal, and you should watch some other folks who do video editing tutorials. You should watch my tutorials. You should watch Sarah Dici. And then you would be able to, one, have a better on-camera presence, better cinematography, and better edits so people actually watch your videos. And then you should probably buy my YouTube starter kit for thumbnails so people click on them. And I would say that would probably help your channel. And then you can growth hack using MORNINGFAME and TubeBuddy and vidIQ. But again, if you want to have potential reach, instantly just even doing this, like really, as you can see, is making a difference in the overall relevancy. I've literally just added very few tags, and I'm going to kill off any tag that doesn't have like a green check mark or isn't relevant, or doesn't have a high relevancy score. And this is how you could research, for MORNINGFAME, and it would actually help your channel. So if I typed in this, and I typed in Synology, and then I typed in NAS, and then I add that, it probably helps me for relevancy a little bit at least. Or if I type in Synology NAS setup, that probably helps me a little bit. But you can see how I immediately, with very little effort, got to an A ranking, because if this gets searched, and it may not have a ton of search volume, but for anybody archiving and backing up their stuff, I'll get them. And because it's a setup, that means that I'm likely to do really well on watch time for this, which is what I want. And you see how that's how I overperform over channels at my size in watch time. I might get hurt on views because the people who can afford to buy this thing, it's expensive, are less people to view, but I'll get that sweet, sweet watch time that will rank me in the algorithm for channel authority, for ads, believe it or not. I can win on watch time, and so my priority is watch time. I get enough new subscribers. I'm not necessarily trying to grow bigger and go for gold. I really want the engagement. I want people to buy things. I want people to interact with me in the comments more. I'm trying to get this thing up over here in engagement, if anything, more than I'm trying to get views. And sure, views could help me get all of this, but I would never go for views at the expense of the other things. So you can't do it all. And Morning Fame even points this out, that some videos will win on views but will lose on watch time. And if your goal is that you want more watch time because you're trying to come back from demonetization day, or if there's a reason you feel you want more watch time and engagement because you'll rank better in the algorithm, which is true, YouTube has come out and said it's the most important thing is watch time, then you should use some of these tactics and strategies that I've talked about in the live stream in order to help you grow the watch time. And then if you have loyal people based on watch time, maybe they become subscribers. Even without my videos always crushing it on views, you saw that I have loyal subscribers that at least subscribe to say thank you, or they subscribe for a certain type of content and not other type of content. So I feel like those things are things that could help you. And so I want more of you to do that. I know you're getting judged and raked over the coals based on, haha, you don't get views. Me too. I get raked over the coals on that. And then I don't worry about it and I don't cry about my views because I make enough money, because my audience is loyal. I'm making content they want to watch from beginning to end. I'm getting the subscribers that I want and need. And so, that matters. So I dropped the link for Morning Fame in the description of this video, but for those of you in the chat, I'm going to drop it again. It's robertoblake.com/morningfame, and that should help you out. Actually, wait, that link's not working for robertoblake.com/morningfame. No problem. I'll just get you my invite code for Morning Fame real quick. I don't know why that redirect isn't working. That redirect should absolutely be working right now. But we'll take care of it. So let me go ahead, and while we're doing that, you guys can enjoy YouTube Analytics. Let me just get you that. Ah, okay, sorry about that. So there's all right, I see it. So the YouTube Analytics, I'm going to show you guys something with that. someone asked a question about whether old videos can grow your channel and whether they should focus on old content or whether they should focus on their new content. And my answer is both. And I know that that answer isn't wildly satisfying to everybody. But the reality is that even my old content, stuff that I published back in 2016 and 2017, still is crushing it for me and getting me watch time and views and ad revenue and affiliate revenue and product sales. And so your old content can really still help grow you no matter what. And your new content can actually be boosted by your old content because of YouTube end cards and YouTube info cards and YouTube playlist. So always, always still promote old content if it's still relevant. That can actually be really important for you. The other thing that I would say about that is this. If the content is evergreen, it's much more valuable to you in the long term for getting you that growth. Now we had a super chat from Harry Potter Folklore. Dean says, thank you for helping me grow to 200 subs in 2 years. Couldn't have done it without your videos. Thanks so much, Dean. I appreciate you. I like channels like yours that have an interesting niche. They're in like fandom and things of that nature. I'm a Harry Potter nerd, a little bit, not as extreme as some people, but the thing I would say is, one, reach out to me in Twitter, Dean, because I want to do a case study around the success of your channel, and I want to reverse engineer that for people. So I think that could be important and helpful. And I'd like to do that case study around your channel and how you grew to 200,000 in 2 years. I know a lot of people would like to do that. I don't think everyone could, but I think it's important to really analyze the success of a channel and not just celebrate it. Rewired Soul, Chris, thank you so much. Hey, another coffee for you, LOL. I check in incognito mode to make sure. Going to try MORNINGFAME with your affiliate code. Still struggling with rankings. Yeah, and by the way, the MORNINGFAME right now, that's not an affiliate code for me. That's an invite code for you guys. And I'm showing MORNINGFAME that I can be a good partner for them. So if they ever do an affiliate program, then I'm in on it. MORNINGFAME is a friend of the channel. They're a partner of the channel. We might do something with them in the future. If you guys want an invite code, I'm dropping that again for you guys. The stuff that I learn in the analytics from MORNINGFAME is extremely helpful. And so I just think that more people should take advantage of it. Your first month is free with my code, by the way. And then I think it's $5 a month after that. Bossy Mental says $2 super chat. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Review and help improve my channel, please. I don't do channel reviews for $2, buddy. If you've been on the channel before, you know the rules. And today we're not doing channel reviews. Today we're only doing super chat questions. And today we're focused on helping you guys with watch time. And we're going to do that for about maybe 20, 30 more minutes in the stream and answer your questions. So there is that. But guys, you really need to take advantage of what you can learn from MORNINGFAME. And I also showed you guys how you can crush it with the rankings. And those things will help you with getting more watch time, getting more views, getting everything. Jose Rubio, thank you so much for the $1 in Super Chat. Lost Gecko says, hi, Roberto. I upload every day, and I used to get 15 views on the first days of my video, but now I get 2 or 3 at most. What's going on here? My production quality hasn't changed. Well, your production quality might not have changed, but I don't know how good your thumbnails are. You may not have done anything with your metadata at all. That audience may just not be into the new content. And if you're just starting, maybe, again, temper your expectations just a little bit if you're a small channel and you're just getting started. Let's see. Bossy Mental, I don't know when I'm doing the next live channel reviews, but they also, if you remember my rules, will not be for $2. I appreciate it. I appreciate the question. I appreciate you participating in the super chat, but the rules are rules. But for those of you who want one-on-one help, and one-on-one YouTube coaching, I have a link in the description down below if you want to work with me And if you want me to be your coach and review your channel and dig into it with you and give you some specific advice just about your channel, I do have 30-minute channel reviews, and that is something that you can purchase. And a lot of people have done that and have gotten value out of it. There are some people here in the chat who have worked with me before. Or you could become an Awesome Creator Academy membership member. You can be part of our mentoring group, and there are people here who have benefited from that. People like Rewired Soul. Chris Boutte is somebody who's one of my favorite students in Awesome Creator Academy. He's crushing it right now. He's really stepped out of his game. He's been crushing it on YouTube thumbnails, and it made a big difference for his channel. And he did squeak in, and he did get everything he needed to bypass demonetization day. So I just want to acknowledge that he's somebody who has taken this seriously, and he's starting to see true benefit and true results from it. And it's because he's putting in the work. For the love of tech says, I had a coaching call with Roberto yesterday. He left me and my staff very impressed. Yes. Soap Stars, does it cost money? Of course it costs money. This is a channel about entrepreneurship and creativity. I've said how much I believe in capitalism and how, entrepreneurship is going to change lives. It's going to fix most of the problems in the world at some point if more people would become entrepreneurs and build successful businesses. I do that. I give you guys 1,000 free videos on the channel. So, that is something that I give you guys for free. I give you guys a great podcast each week now for free. And I also give you guys the free blog content over at awesomecreatoracademy.com. So you got a lot of free stuff. Crypto Guy says that I'm boring though. Hey, Crypto Guy, we all can't be boring. We all can't be the most interesting dude in the world, and we can't all sell BitConnect, or I'm not accusing you of selling BitConnect, so I'm just razzing you there. But dude, we all can't be cryptocurrency gurus, and we all can't be wildly entertaining. We all can't be pranksters like Jake and Logan Paul and tank the YouTube platform. So, we all can't do that. Some of us like to do the thing that's going to be important, is going to change lives and change the world. And sometimes that is the most boring thing in the world, which is learn stuff and work hard. And the boring people who learn stuff and work hard make a crap ton of money, And by the way, I know you're razzing me. I know you're trolling me. But you know what? My boring content gets people from 0 to 1 million subscribers. My boring content gets people from $0 to building 6-figure businesses. And my boring content got me one of these that everybody wants so much. So again, when I get trolls, guys, don't troll me. I will hurt your feelings. I will be the top tier troll between the two of us. So if you troll me, I'll troll you back pretty hard, and I'm not afraid to do it live. So, I'm not mad. I'm having fun. This is the part of me that's not the nicest person in the world. So that was it. So, respect. The thing that I will tell you guys is that not everybody will enjoy your content, but the people who do, and this is true in the analytics, the people who enjoy your content the most, and the people who, where'd it go? The people who enjoy your content the most will add up to watch time, and the videos that you think will perform won't always perform the same. And I'll show you guys a hidden trick here. There's a hidden trick called comparison in YouTube, and what you can do, which almost no one uses this, is you can compare two videos' performance. And so if I compare a video that's about 5 businesses you can start from home to a video on the Microsoft Surface Studio, you're going to see something interesting. And this is, let's go instead from the last month, let's go to the lifetime of those videos. And this is something most of you guys don't know how to do just yet. But this is a hidden feature in YouTube Analytics that nobody knows about. And you can see that these two videos performed almost exactly the same in every regard. These two videos performed almost exactly the same in every regard. But I'm going to show you something interesting if I click on subscribers. There's the difference. The difference is that this video on small businesses you can start at home, despite getting the same amount of views and the same amount of watch time, netted me almost 4 times as many subscribers. And so not every video that gets watch time will get subscribers. Not every video that gets views will get subscribers. And, not every video that makes you money will get you subscribers. These videos performed exactly the same in every other way. But one got me more subscribers than the other. And if you can figure stuff like that out, you can have an advantage and you can grow your channel based on your goals. So, there is that part of it. There is that part of it. Crypto guy, I'm going to razz you again. People who ask me my earnings in YouTube and aren't aware of the fact that I run a very successful business out of YouTube, outside of YouTube, don't realize something very important. Your YouTube earnings, especially the way AdSense go, don't even matter. And if you're asking me about how much I earn on YouTube, the odds are you should probably be focused more on making money yourself if you're worried about mine. People who make enough money don't usually worry about how much money someone else makes. Just saying. By the way, if you had been in the stream earlier and had seen the analytics dashboard, you probably would have got a peek at that. And if you've been in the audience before, you probably got a peek at that because it's like, it doesn't bother me. And it's like, I do pretty well on AdSense considering my view count. I actually make more on AdSense than people with bigger view counts. So it doesn't really matter. And by the way, you can't judge any channel. Here's a thing that people don't realize. You can't judge any channel's performance and say that that's a normal in YouTube, because something no one will tell you about the YouTube algorithm. And let's pull up analytics again, because this is fun. Something no one will tell you about the YouTube algorithm is that all of this data is specific only to my channel and to my audience, which is made up of a unique grouping of people, which means there's no way to duplicate my exact variables, which would mean that my outcomes in terms of what an advertiser associates the value of my content with will not translate to yours because of this right here. The demographics, which I'm going to kill off the comparison and I'm going to kill off the specific video data, which, by the way, you can look up analytics on only a specific video. I don't think you guys know you can do that, which is why I'm building a YouTube analytics course that releases in March, which you can pre-order now with a 50% discount. If it's still February and it's not late March and you're watching this, you can pre-order the YouTube analytics crash course. But here's the thing that nobody really looks at when they're thinking about their YouTube channel. This demographic data and putting it in bar graph form or into pie chart form will be very telling about what you need to do. And I'll put it into context of watch time in just a quick second. 40% of my audience is 25 to 34-year-olds. That's a great buying market for advertisers. Advertisers want that because those people probably have jobs or graduates. They've got disposable income. They've got credit cards. Those are people who spend money. 18 to 24-year-olds make up another 27% of my audience. Almost 60% of my audience is every advertiser's dream. 18 to 34 years old. No, not even 60%, almost 70% of my audience. Almost 70% of my audience is the ideal advertiser audience. So when you compare my YouTube ad revenue to someone who's catering to, say, people who are 13 to 17, which makes up 3% of my audience, which, by the way, that's the main demographic of YouTube, and that is more than half of where YouTube views come from are people this age, the thing that makes up 3% of my audience. If you've ever wondered about my YouTube view to subscriber ratio, think about this. My audience of 25 to 34-year-olds and 35 to 44-year-olds, which make up another almost 20% of my audience, and the 18 to 24-year-olds and the 45 to 55-year-olds that make up my audience, that make up the biggest chunk of my audience. These are all people that have to go to class, go to work, take care of kids, or run a business. They have the least disposable watch time out of any YouTube audience you could possibly have. They have the least amount of time to watch YouTube out of anybody you could possibly have. The people who have the most disposable time to watch YouTube is the smallest fraction of my audience. And for some of you, if you are certain types of channels, maybe tech channels, maybe business channels, maybe real estate channels, maybe home and garden channels, maybe vegan channels, this could be true for you too. So take into consideration that you cannot compare yourself to a big YouTuber because they are reaching the YouTube mainstream. They are pandering to ages 13 through 17. So that's really important. And I know that some people are saying, well, don't people change their age to look at certain types of videos? Yes, but they'd still fall into that 18 to 24-year-old category in most cases, and the majority of people don't do that. The majority of people just are using the appropriate age. But I'm going to show you guys another thing here. This is going to put it into perspective for you. Watch time hours. So when we do this bar graph comparison of where watch time comes from, look at these watch time hours. Now, you guys need to monetize on YouTube. You guys need 4,000 watch time hours. This is showing, and I'll just actually go from lifetime to last month to put this into perspective. So I'll go to last month. So for last month, the majority of my watch time hours, 40% of my watch time hours, which is, in that month, it's insane to think about 51,000 watch time hours, not minutes, hours. That's insane. That's 3 million. That's 3 million minutes. That's 3 million minutes. Jesus. But majority of that, almost half, came from 25 to 34-year-olds. The least amount of watch time hours came from people who are 17. Heck, people 45 to 54 were watching more than those 17-year-olds. Those 17-year-olds and 13-year-olds were closer to what I was getting from senior citizens. So, I mean, if I combine senior citizens overall, they actually give me more watch time, and senior citizens give me more love than 13 to 17-year-olds because I'm boring, right? I'm boring. I talk about boring stuff, right? Things that make money. So if you look at that and you focus on this core audience, whichever core audience is giving you, because maybe 13 and 17-year-olds give you the most watch time. If you find the core audience that gives you the most watch time, you can get the 4,000 hours you need or whatever you think you need in watch time to rank, you can get it. You just have to dig down and you have to think about, well, what's doing it for me? What's performing? So I think that you could use these analytics to your advantage. And here's something else that people take for granted. Watch this. I have an audience where views-wise, it's a mostly male audience overall views-wise. Watch what happens, though, when we go to watch hours, though. If we go to watch hours, that gap closes a little bit, But if we go to average view duration, look at that. So for average view duration, my female audience actually has a higher retention rate on my videos. And if we also look at this and we compare, there used to be a way where I could actually compare more than one thing. But yeah, if we look at that, even though I get less views from my female audience, their average view duration is considerably higher, which means that if I grew female viewership, I could substantially increase watch time pretty quickly. And I wouldn't know that if I didn't dig down into my analytics. I wouldn't know how valuable that audience can be to me. So I would say that YouTube analytics can teach you a lot if you look at it. And I would say you cannot judge yourself based on only the top 9 line numbers and only on mainstream YouTube. I'd also say that you have to remember your audience is unique and different. You might have a different age group or a different gender ratio in the viewership than I do, and YouTube and the advertisers will judge it differently based on that. Janelle Jones asked, can advertisers see your demographics? Advertisers, when they go into the YouTube the Google AdWords platform to buy advertisements, they can actually choose what age of people they want to reach, what gender of people they want to reach. They can put in all this demographic data, and then YouTube and Google will match what an advertiser desires against what your channel is actually doing, and that could actually impact your ad revenue. So these things could all affect your channel, and again, your channel is different than everybody else's. Your channel is different than everybody else's. Yeah, my phone's buzzing like crazy. A lot of things are happening notifications-wise. I'm getting a lot of love over on Instagram right now. I'm getting some DMs over in the Facebook side. And I also am apparently getting some sales. So that's fantastic. So again, the thing that I would definitely say is that you could crush it on ad revenue even if you're getting less views than someone, because you might be a more advertiser-friendly channel. And by advertiser-friendly, we're not just talking about making family-friendly content. We're talking about hitting the sweet spot of what more advertisers are checking a box for. And so I think that when you look at things like, oh, well, I'm getting this many views, but this person's making more money, or I'm getting this many views and subscribers, but this person isn't, you have to think about the fact that your channel, your audience, your content is unique. Even if you're in the same niche, you might have a unique split of the audience. And so, I think that these things all add up. Yuyo Plays Games says, do you have any tips to get to 100 subs in 2018? Reference the video I did 2 years ago on how to get your first 100 subscribers, because that information is still valid. Still valid. I might make an update video to that for 2018. Or you can watch my friend Sarah Dietschy's video that she did in late 2017 if you really just want the latest. But the reality is, the video that I did and the videos I've done in the past on growing a YouTube channel, even with updates to the algorithm, because I try to future-proof my videos, those videos still are relevant. There are things I could add to that, and I probably will, but ultimately, I think that it matters to go ahead and go back and do some of the basics, because when I review a lot of you guys on YouTube, when I review a lot of your channels, I go and I see you not using good thumbnails. I see you not using a thumbnail strategy. I see you not doing channel artwork. I see you not putting what your channel is about in the channel artwork. I see you not tagging, and you saw in MORNINGFAME, you saw it for yourself. When you do tags and you do descriptions, even when you do it the least bit the right way, it can help you in search and help you in recommended. And you've seen that with your own eyes in real time now. So I think that if your goal is to get the subscriber count to unlock certain features like live streaming and super chat and monetization, that those videos can help you. But I also think that doing the basics of YouTube at any point are very important. And to help you with that, I created something that I would encourage more of you to check out. For one thing, and I'm going to bring it up here. For one thing, over at awesomecreatoracademy.com, I have blog articles that have great things that can help you. I have a resources page with links to all the tools that I use. But more importantly for some of you, we have the YouTube Starter Kit. I do offer one-on-one 30-minute channel reviews, and I also am now offering the ability for you to pre-order the YouTube Analytics Crash Course, where I'll be giving you a deep dive on how to use YouTube Analytics to grow your channel and understand your audience. So these are things that we have to help you at awesomecreatoracademy.com. And you could even join the Awesome Creator Academy mentoring group like Rewired Soul, like E. Dean Cole, and so many others that are here in the live stream. and they've benefited from it as well. And what they get is they get great feedback on their channel from the other community members. They get access to exclusive content from me. They're part of mastermind calls. They get discounts on other things, and they get special training. And, that's something that they've decided is valuable enough for them to continue to be a member. We also have the YouTube Starter Kit. For those of you just starting out, I made something for YouTube channels just starting out that I wish I had had. I have skills in Photoshop. Not everyone does. So I created the YouTube Starter Kit, and it has over 70 YouTube thumbnail templates, a bunch of other resources. We have almost 50 Canva downloads. We have YouTube channel artwork. We have all these things where you can plug in your photos and your text, and you can make awesome YouTube thumbnails just like the biggest channels on YouTube. And you can also make channel artwork for your channel, and you can also make end cards, screens, and everything you need to make your channel look good. We also have access to the download links for over 100 free fonts. We gave you guys some royalty-free music downloads, as well as a list to like hundreds of that, and we give you 100 ideas on how to start your channel. Even though this is not a course, I even put some information on how to grow your YouTube channel in there for you, and it's all for one price. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're a small YouTuber, we're going to hook you up with a discount. And I'm going to link it over in the, I'm going to put the code over in the description for some of you guys. But on the YouTube Starter Kit, we're going to hook you up with a discount. Use the code, and this is a temporary code, so this won't be around forever. Use the code small YouTubers, and I think you'll get like 30 or 33% off on that. We'll hook you up. So use the discount code, small YouTubers. Or is it small YouTuber? Let me verify that real quick for you guys, but I'm pretty sure it's small YouTubers. And you'll get a discount. So, check out awesomecreatoracademy.com. That is my company, and we've got some awesome stuff for you guys. And I'm just going to check on your discount code right now and just make sure that we're hooking you up with the right thing there so you can get, and I'll tell you how much it is off, because I think that a lot of you want to know that. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to help yourself grow your channel. There's a lot of things you can do to get more awareness around what you're doing in YouTube. You can use tools like MORNINGFAME. You can use tools like TubeBuddy to help you rank tags, and we have a discount for that too. We get you 20% off. Discount code is Roberto's Buddy. There's just so much you can do, even as a small YouTuber. I know everyone thinks that small YouTubers have it the worst. And, here we go. The code is small YouTuber. So the discount code is small YouTuber, and it'll get you $20 off. And that's for a limited time. So I'm going to update that over here for you guys. The discount code is small YouTuber. So use code small YouTuber and get your $20 off. Malachi says, are the courses only YouTube related? Well, I have some non-YouTube related stuff here, and you can take advantage of that as well. We have the YouTube Starter Kit, and that's obviously a YouTube product, and so is the YouTube Analytics Crash Course. But the Formula for Awesome Videos, which is dropping March 1st for you guys, is something that will help you with any video content you want to make, whether it's for YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, because it's about all the things you need to do before you hit record on a video. It's about planning and research. It's about camera settings. It's about getting comfortable on camera, fixing your on-camera charisma, setting up your backgrounds, and I even give you a few other technical tips on lighting and audio, but it's everything you need to do before you start making video content. And actually, there's even a process on how to film your videos, how to batch record, how to think a little bit about your content strategy. So that's a great course. And then most of what we have here isn't courses, it's usually coaching. And so I can coach you about your social media or your YouTube channel or about your business. So most of our offering is actually coaching related and is business and marketing related. But we do offer products for people trying to grow their YouTube channel, because YouTube is important to marketing yourself, building your personal brand, or building and growing your business. So we have the YouTube Starter Kit. The code small YouTuber gets you $20 off. And of course, right now we're doing 50% off pre-orders on the YouTube Crash Course for a limited time. And so when that releases in late March, you will have gotten that, and that is a thing. Vizzy TV says everything is about money. not everything's about money. I've given you guys about, 1,100 videos for free, 30 episodes of a podcast, and hundreds of articles for free. But I'm also a businessman, and I believe that many of you should be businessmen and businesswomen. I think many of you are on YouTube because you want to make extra money or you want to provide for your family. So to say that everything is about money, it's not that everything's about money. It's that we can't ignore the reality of money. It's important to each and every single one of us. And there are people here who want to build their business. They want to build their business, invest in things, change lives. And I think more of you want to do that. YouTube's a great opportunity to do that. But you should monetize outside of YouTube because YouTube AdSense. Solo ask, why do I say we when I talk about my company? Well, because it's not just me anymore. I've been a solo entrepreneur for a long time, but I've expanded and grown my team. And so now I have a team of freelancers, and I have a virtual assistant, and I also have a personal assistant. So it is we, I actually finally have grown a team. It's something I'm going to talk about more in my vlogs. It's something I'm going to talk about in social media, and I'm building the Create Awesome Media team as well with more consultants. And so I am growing my businesses. I am outsourcing and I am hiring, and it's amazing and it's great to be able to bring other people in. It's a big commitment, both financially, but more importantly in terms of trust. But when you guys reach out to me in social media, you're getting me. I don't use bots. And if I did, I'd tell you. I'd make it, the awesome bot. I'd make it Roberto bot, and it'd be labeled that. He'd have his own social media accounts. So that's what I would do. And I think that more of you should look into how you could partner with people. I don't think you always need to necessarily, if you can't staff up, some of you are just starting out. I think that many of you should look at how you can work together, form teams, form partnerships, form networks. And so I think that can matter. Cooking with Hua, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. So I think that is definitely something you guys should be doing. Is I think more of you should work together. I've even encouraged that with my Awesome Creator Academy members. A lot of them are working together. And so I think that more people, especially if they want to make YouTube something that they pursue part-time or full-time, I think that a lot of people could stand to look at how they can work smarter instead of just harder. I think one of the most important things that I learned as a solo entrepreneur and even as a small YouTuber when I was starting out in July of 2013 was that I started to come up with ways to make YouTube efficient for me and to make YouTube work for me. I've never been a slave to YouTube or a slave to the YouTube algorithm or a slave to the YouTube culture or even to my viewers. I've always made YouTube work for me. And I think that it's one of the most important things that any of you can do is to put YouTube into perspective. For some of you, 4 or 3 times a week uploading seems impossible right now. So don't worry about 3 or 4 minimum uploads to appease the algorithm. Instead, decide that you're going to make a 5-episode series this month and make that episodic content episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 so that while you're not making videos, you have a series that's worth committing to and subscribing to and builds watch time and builds views and makes ad revenue if it qualifies or can help you get there. Because if you can't do weekly content, you have to play a different game. Stop chasing big creators. Stop chasing the trends and do something wildly practical that's different, because then you could be a standout in your niche because you're not like everybody else. So I think that more of you could just go a different way. I think more of you can find your place in YouTube by just offering something different. PewDiePie didn't get where he is by being the same as everybody else. I think that more people don't realize that what PewDiePie did to become successful and what I have a respect for. I mean, there are things where I'll be critical of him, but I'm less of a fan of PewDiePie and more of a fan of the creative Felix Kalberg, because I feel like, or I'm pronouncing it right, is it Kalberg or Schalberg? I think it's Schalberg. Like, what Felix did differently was he took gaming and horror and comedy and combined it and remixed it. So many of you will not do remixes of something, right? And then he made his own in-universe jokes with his audience, and then that really helped him. And it helped them build a relationship and build community, and they got it, right? And that's why more of them shared it. And so a lot of people will look at what PewDiePie is doing today and will try to reverse engineer that. But if you go back to his roots, then you'll see what he did. And then the other thing he did was he was already a Photoshop wizard. Many of you don't know that. He was up to get an internship at one of the most prestigious design companies, or advertising agencies rather, in the UK, and that didn't work out. It fell through, and so YouTube started taking off from him, and he just committed to it, and that made a difference for him. But having those skills in Photoshop really helped him, and he talked about that in some of his own videos. And I think that more of you, you know, you may not have the Photoshop skills, but that's why I made the YouTube Starter Kit, is you don't have to now. You can compete with big YouTubers on the appearance of your channel with better thumbnails, and that's why I made that product. So, you know, that's just something I want you guys to really take away from this, is that there is a path in YouTube for so many people, and you can always change your process, and you can evolve your style, and you can just give yourself a real shot, and I think that it matters. You know, I really do. Lost Gecko says, Roberto, how do you find your niche if you can't think of anything? I actually am looking at putting together a course on that, but I put out free content all about that. I actually did a video about, didn't I put out a video a couple of weeks ago about how to find your niche? Like, finding your niche is either what do you like to talk about, what are you good at, or what are you excited about or passionate about that you can do over and over again and not feel bored by it, right? Or what are you knowledgeable about? What are so what are you knowledgeable about? What are you good at? What do you like? What are you passionate about? Any of those things or all of those things could be how you figure out what your niche is. I think that if you're saying you can't find your niche or you're struggling with it, is that I think you might be trying to be a YouTuber for the sake of being a YouTuber. There are a lot of people that are trying to be YouTubers for the sake of being YouTubers, and that's the thing. Lost Gecko says, what if other people don't like those things? I guarantee you there are 5 people that like those things, and so settle for having those 5 people. I guarantee you that most of you didn't have 10 or 20 people at your lunch table at lunch back in school, so get over the numbers. And that doesn't sound like a YouTuber-y thing to say, but here's the truth, you guys. Growing my YouTube channel was not something I literally decided, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be the biggest YouTuber and ... No. I picked like something that, to be honest, like is not very popular in YouTube. Do you realize that the YouTube business community is like one of the smallest niches in YouTube? Like the YouTube business and entrepreneurship community is the smallest, like one of the smallest communities in YouTube. You know, like I picked my lunch table. You know what lunch table I want to be at? I want to be at the same lunch table as Gary Vee and Lewis Howes and my friend Sonny Larduzzi and my friend Pat Flynn and Brian Tracy. And that's why I'm on like an entrepreneur and a Forbes list with those people, is because I made a choice. I decided to forego getting a gold play button or whatever by doing things that would get a gold play button. And I decided that when I want to be listed in an article, here's who I want to be on a list with. What does that look like, and what am I good at, and where do I fit in, and what makes me really, 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 really different? And Lost Gecko, I know that you're not necessarily asking because that's who you are, but I'm speaking generally, and I'm using you as a superimposed for like whoever, right? So I'm sorry, and I don't want to like razz you or anything like that. I'm just saying that there are many people that they want to be on YouTube because they admire a big YouTuber, they want to do that, they want to just feel like they're part of YouTube, and the reality is they don't know who they are yet. And that's okay too. This could be a place for you to find out who you are. But if you're trying to find out who you are, don't worry about your numbers. If you're trying to find out who you are and you're using YouTube to find out who you are, then don't worry about your subscriber count. Because if you were in the real world and you were figuring out who you are, you'd just be hanging with the people who like you for you and will accept you when you figure out who you are. And that's just the truth. And it sounds fluffy. It sounds very motivational, but I just feel like it's the truth. I just feel like it's the absolute truth that the people that you're meant to have are the people that you're going to have. You know? Iri Janari asks, how do you know which niche to pick to make a series about? Again, pick the thing you're good at. Like, if you like Star Wars, make Star Wars content. If you like Harry Potter, make Harry Potter content. If you just like reviewing TV shows, review your favorite TV shows. And again, I'm going to tell you, stop worrying about the numbers if that's the case. Do the thing you like and don't worry about it. Because the people who like the thing that you like will show up eventually, you know? That's just the reality of it. You know, that's just the reality of what you have to accept. I didn't think that there were 250,000, 300 people who would care the way I care about creativity, would think about entrepreneurship the way I think about it, and would accept my points of view on it or respectfully disagree with me on it. I just showed up and I did my thing, and that's what people like. You know, Dean Cole is a different entrepreneur than me. He's grown to almost 10,000 subscribers in the time that we've been hanging out. Beanie Draws is at like 14,000 subscribers doing dinosaur drawings. Like 14,000 people said, yeah, I'm all in. Give me dinosaur drawing tutorials every week or speed arts on dinosaurs every week. Like, you can't get much more specific in a niche than I'm going to just draw dinosaurs. Okay? And like 14,000 people showed up. There's not a feature in YouTube that Beanie doesn't necessarily have access to, because 10,000 subscribers gets you everything in YouTube except one of these. Like, except the play button, you know, for whatever reason, right? So 10,000 subscribers, you have a community, you have an audience, you have, you know, enough people to really create value for you and make it worth your while, and you have enough of a community to show up for every day. I think at 1,000 subscribers you have that, to be frank. But, you know, 10,000 will do it. 10,000 will give you access to everything in YouTube that you're supposed to have. You even get access to the YouTube space, so you can go to their studio and shoot with green screens and like epic red 8K cameras and things like that if you get 10,000 subscribers. And again, if Bean can get 14,000 people to care about dinosaur drawings specifically, and that's what they came here for, then you can probably get 10,000 subscribers for anything you can think of. For anything you can think of. There's so many interesting little niches. You realize how many book YouTubers get like, you know, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers? So I think that matters. Cooking with Hua says, I struggle with thumbnails and all of the techie stuff, but I'm listening to your videos and it keeps me encouraged. Purchase the starter kit and excited to learn more. Awesome. I super appreciate you. I'm glad the YouTube starter kit's going to be helping you out. Yeah, so I mean, I think that those things matter. So I honestly believe, and again, to go back a little bit, like, for a lot of you, one of the biggest things hurting your channel is the fact that you don't have great thumbnails. Because remember, when we went and we looked at like some of these videos, even without big subscriber counts, you can get people to click on something that looks like it's worth clicking on. Okay? You can get people to click on something if it has a decent enough thumbnail. You know, even with less subscribers, you can do that. And you can rank for videos even above people with more subscribers than you if you get relevancy and if you get ranking right. And if your thing that someone types into the search is in the title and in the description and in the tag, it has a better chance. And we saw that with MORNINGFAME whenever I, you know, did the stuff here for checking relevancy. Like, watch what happens literally with me taking this out of the description, which a lot of you are doing, right? Look what happens with me taking that out of the tag. But if I add this back in to the description, its relevancy is a B ranking. If I add this same thing as a tag, it's an A ranking. We go from D to A by having a match between a title, a description, and a tag. It literally will go from a D to an A, and you saw that in real time with Social Blade. You see that small YouTubers can rank on the first page of YouTube with people with 1 million views or 1 million subscribers. It can be done. Even with 7 subscribers, you can get 4,000 views on a video, and you can rank above people with much more than you. is entirely possible, and it's not a fluke. So you can see that with your own eyes. You can see it right here in the data. You can see Joshua Choppy, a kid, I think he's 17 now. He was 14 or 15 back when he made this. I made a video around the same time. We both just got our first sponsor deals and, got 200 views. And look at that. He's beating out Adorama with 11K views and almost 1 million subscribers. Like, it can be done. It can be done. And I showed you that in incognito mode already, so, we don't need to go through that again. But one of the things that I will, again, say could help you is if you have better thumbnails, because thumbnails and titles get clicked. Just because you rank for a video doesn't guarantee you the views. But having a decent thumbnail, like what I have in the YouTube Starter Kit for you guys as far as these templates, could absolutely make the difference for you. And it's been working for quite a lot of people. So we've had hundreds of people download the YouTube Starter Kit and they've enjoyed it. They've been giving great positive feedback. I'm seeing the improvement on their channels. I mean, not everyone is great at Photoshop, but this means you can literally put your text in here and put a photo in here. And if you can't afford Photoshop, you can use these same files in photop.com, which is a free resource, and it's literally free Photoshop, and you can open up Photoshop files and you get layers and you get everything. You have to put up an ad on the sidebar, but you'll get everything, and you can export it and save it even as a Photoshop file. And you can do those things. So I would say that if you want to crush it with your YouTube thumbnails, photop.com is free Photoshop for you guys, and it can open those Photoshop PSD files and you can save as that. So you have all the options here that a pro YouTuber would have, but with the YouTube Starter Kit, you can open that stuff up, not have to come up with the techniques, and you could just benefit from them for your YouTube thumbnails, for YouTube channel artwork, for YouTube end cards. You can look like a big YouTuber from day one if you wanted to. And for those of you who are small YouTubers, for a limited time, we have a discount code. You can put in the discount code and you can get that. So if you put in the coupon code small YouTuber, you'll get $20 off. So, that's my little gift to you guys. But take advantage of these tools. I've got everything linked up in the description down below for you guys, and I think that it would help your channels tremendously. And I think we've seen that channels that look good do better. Fernando has a question about entrepreneurship. Roberto, I want to hear your honest opinion and answer. When are you too old to start your business venture? When are you too old to start your business venture? When you're dead. That's when you're too old. You want an honest answer? You're too old to start a business when you're dead. So let's see. BGSK83 asks, I guess I'm just kind of socially awkward, but is there a way to get better at finding topics to talk about or just give hints and stories and keep talking? I mean, sure, you could definitely do that and it could help you. Being in the practice phase is fine. And I mean, my first videos were horrible. My first videos were horribly awkward. So I wouldn't worry about it, Getting started means getting started. Look at old YouTubers' first videos. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. And guess what? That's how you get started. You get over it. You take the criticism. You get over it, and you're your harshest critic, and you get over that too. That's what I would say about it. You just move on. And you also, there's other ways to move on. Primary example would be when you have people who want to troll you in the comments, you can put them in timeout in the corner. I am Sean Wayne says, hi Roberto, I just want to thank you for all the help and insights, big help. Really? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad it's helping. That's what I like to hear. Um, Too Cool Reviews says, thanks for the Morning Fame link. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you got access to it. Kara Alviera, what do you think about the audio only ASMRN roleplay community on YouTube? I'm unfamiliar with it, so I won't comment on it. Um Daria asks, Roberto, are you single? Just curious. Yeah. Like, I'll date around. I'm single, but part of the problem is like when you have your own brand and you do online stuff, and then when you also are running two businesses, you don't necessarily get to make some of the people in your life a priority the way that you might like to until you figure that out. That's part of what growing and building a team is. That's what having great freelancers and partners and people you're hiring. Like, I mean, Zach has been doing some intern work for me as a copywriter, and like I got so much time back whenever I do public speaking because Zach makes my public speaking stuff into digestible bullet point list, and then I can send that to my freelancer overseas to make an infographic. He helps me edit that stuff so that I can put out an article around it. Like, I unfortunately I'm married to my work at this point in my life because I'm trying to build the business as big as I can before I find myself in situations where I am going to prioritize more of the people in my life and prioritize relationships or a long-term relationship. So until that happens, I just want to work as hard as I possibly can. And so it makes it difficult. The other thing you'll notice if you are doing online content is you have to probably be with somebody that's also an entrepreneur or another online content creator, because they won't understand you making this a priority. They won't understand why you have to be on a live stream for 2 hours on a Friday instead of, watching a movie with them, or going to dinner or doing that. They won't understand when you have to drop everything to take an emergency client call. They won't understand when you have to fly out last minute because a speaking gig came through and you want to capture that 5,000 for your speaking fee. You want to go on that stage and crush it. You want to create value. You want to take 10 micro meetings. You want to do a networking dinner, and you have to fly out at the drop of a hat. There are people who are not going to understand that. So that's one of the things you have to really think about if you're going to get into this, is it will affect your personal life, it will affect your relationships, it will affect your priorities, and you have to make a concrete decision as to whether you want that badly enough to sacrifice things in your personal life, sacrifice your hobbies. I gave up playing Call of Duty. You have to make a concrete decision, and you have to be ruthless with your time. And not everyone in your life will be okay with that. And not every potential relationship will be okay with that. Echo-esque, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Midnight Madness 4x4. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Echo says, donating because you helped me so much with my start on YouTube. I'm new to YouTube, but could you critique my thumbnails? Also, how to organically grow Insta. I'm going to do some videos about Instagram. I've been hesitant to do videos about Instagram because I'm just under 10,000 subscribers in Instagram, or sorry, 10,000 followers in Instagram. I could easily make a video about getting your first 100 and making your first 1,000. Do you guys want me to do some more tutorials? Because I did video editing tutorials about Instagram. I could make some Instagram tutorials. I'm actually excited about it. Instagram is my favorite platform lately, to be honest with you. But I could talk about growing in Instagram. I've been hesitant to because I like talking about things when I can say that I've proven it. And I think that 10,000 followers or subscribers is kind of a minimum threshold before you start telling other people how to do something, unless you're really, really just excited about helping them get even one step, which I could be less hard on myself and I could do that tomorrow, right? But I like the idea of doing it when I hit 10,000. But what I will say about organically growing an Insta is a couple of things. One, the hashtag game is real. The hashtag game is real, and there are growth hacks for that. But more than anything, quality video and images in Instagram, it's such a visual platform. I'd say that Instagram could teach you how to be a better YouTuber. Like, if you're a new YouTuber, doing Instagram stories could get you comfortable on camera. Doing Instagram live could get you comfortable on camera really quickly. And it goes away, so there's less anxiety. So I think that could help. The Instagram grid with photos and videos could probably help you think more intentionally about thumbnails too. And if you were curating a nice Instagram photo, you'd probably think more about how you do thumbnails in YouTube. So I honestly believe that Instagram could be a great stepping stone to YouTube, not in terms of siphoning new viewers from it or new subscribers from it, but in actually learning to be very intentional about aesthetic and very intentional about the thumbnails that you're going to do. And also, I think it can get you used to being on camera if you're awkward, because it's short form and it's less demanding. Now, that being said, if you want to grow organically in Instagram, it's going to be about how many uploads, to be honest. Upload frequency, Instagram's got to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my friends. It's got to be morning, noon, and night. It's got to be. You got to upload like 3 times a day if you really want to crush it and you really want to grow on Instagram. You got to upload 3 times a day. I would say upload like maybe 2 photos and a short video, plus you got to do an Instagram story, and then you can do that. Now, all of that considered, I don't think it takes a lot of time to do, but for some people more than others. And you also can't make your Instagram random. You have to make your Instagram focused on one thing. I am focused on my motivational message in Instagram right now, but everything I do can tie into that. But I'm also going to do a separate new Instagram after I hit 10K that's literally just for my personal photography and artwork and digital art. And I think that's going to actually grow faster than my main Instagram account. So I really feel like that's going to be something special. And actually, I'm getting more into my personal digital art projects. I have a big project planned where this year I'm going to do 10 amazing pieces of digital art based around 10 entrepreneurs that I admire. I'm going to be doing a series of art pieces. And I actually would love you guys to hit me up in Instagram and Twitter and let me know what inspirational figures and entrepreneurs I should do digital artwork around. Granted, some of these are people that I also want more attention from, but I already know that everyone has already said it to me that I've told about this. And so I know that 2 of the big ones are going to be Gary Vee and Elon Musk and Marques Brownlee. Like, those are probably the first 3 that I do are Gary Vaynerchuk, Elon Musk, and Marques Brownlee, because everybody has said when I've told them about this project, do these 3 people. And so out of the 10 people, that's what I'm going to do, right? But like, so doing digital art and photography and those projects on a dedicated Instagram and doing my motivational message on my main Instagram, I think is going to be important for both of those things to grow and have a consistent, loyal audience that knows what to expect. Something in YouTube and in all social media that you guys might take for granted is setting an expectation and being consistent on delivering on that expectation. That's how you're going to get loyalty. That's how you're going to grow. And it's going to matter. So I would say that if I was going to give you any advice about growing on Instagram organically, that's the advice I would give. And I'm going to just take a quick peek. I don't know if I'm going to pop it up on screen or not on your thumbnails. Actually, I might take a quick peek at your thumbnails, and I might mention it just to, if nothing else, demonstrate why someone would benefit from the YouTube Starter Kit. Okay, so let me show you guys something real quick. So, and by the way, I'm going to make you guys like a live stream template like this weekend. I'm going to make a couple of generic live stream templates like this for the YouTube Starter Kit. For those of you who want to do face cam stuff and you want to do cool stuff, we'll get you guys one of these, and that'll be in the YouTube Starter Kit. Now, looking at your channel, Echo, and I'm not doing channel reviews, I'm just making a point here. You've got interesting thumbnails. And the thing is, I think you're doing fine on views considering you have less than 100 subscribers. So you've done, 5 videos. You're getting hundreds of views. You're at least topping 100. You've been at this for 1 week. And you also are almost at 100 subscribers. Congrats. You're doing better than most people. Hell, you're probably doing better than I did. Now, as for your thumbnails, they're not bad. They could be better. They're not bad. They could be better. I think your biggest problem is your typography choices. I think the fonts that you're choosing don't read well enough if you end up on a small screen or on a mobile device or anything like that. I don't think that that's helping you. So your font choices could be better. I'll probably do a dedicated YouTube video about, fonts. Maybe not specific to YouTube thumbnails, but in general about choosing good fonts as one of my design and creativity videos. And you guys probably should pay more attention to those. I know you guys love the YouTube tips, but there are things outside of YouTube that grow your YouTube channel. Doing design clearly can help you be a better YouTuber. Doing photography can help you be a better YouTuber. Learning camera gear, learning software, and learning business, which means everything on my channel can benefit you. Stop watching the YouTube Friday videos. Watch everything because it actually would matter. Typography. I think typography is one of your things that you need to improve on that could help you here. And if you want some help with that, the YouTube Starter Kit not only has thumbnails with really good typography that stand out and are huge and, follow some pretty good guidelines, but I also have in here a list of 100 free fonts and the download links to those 100 free fonts that would grow your YouTube channels. Thumbnail wise, it would make it better and you could grow your YouTube channel because you have stuff that people can read and click on and get context on. So again, YouTube Starter Kit, awesomecreatoracademy.com. Link is in the description. $20 off with the code small YouTuber, singular, not plural, $20 off. So, yep. I hope that gives you an answer as to what you can do better with your thumbnails. Your thumbnails weren't bad. You just need better typography. Better typography. Shanice Rich, with live streams, you never know what you're going to get. Recap before we go, and let's dig into some YouTube analytics again. Because we're doing Q&A, but watch time. Just to recap, watch time is the single most important factor in YouTube, and we learned that your audience, based on demographics, can provide you with different watch time. My female audience has better retention than my male audience, even though there's less of them. We learned that for me, older viewers give me much more watch time and better average view durations overall. And so you can learn how to properly cater to your strongest audiences by going to your YouTube analytics and finding out this kind of information. We also found out that not all YouTube videos that get views generate the same amount of watch time. Just because something gets a lot of views doesn't necessarily mean it gets equal watch time, because we can see the discrepancy between views and watch time based on this and how they perform. So keep this in mind and prioritize, if you're trying to get more watch time, prioritize the types of videos in your channel that get more watch time. We also can see that in MORNINGFAME. When we ran MORNINGFAME, we found that not every video is equal. Some perform better in other metrics than others. Some get highly engaged viewers, some get more watch time, some generate subscribers, but not every video performs the same. And so we've learned a lot of that by using these tools. And if you want to get MORNINGFAME, we have a link for the invite code, because they're still in beta, in the description for you guys, and you'll get your first month free of MORNINGFAME. And that's not an affiliate link. That is a partner, but they're not an affiliate. Not yet, anyway. So we found that series and playlist can really help you crush it on watch time. They won't always get you the views you want, but they can help you in other categories. So we learned that. We learned that, in my example, that how-to channels and channels that do content that's very specific or niche might crush it in watch time, even outperforming all channels at their same level, but could underperform in views. So that's something you have to keep in mind, and that there's a trade-off. And the things that get you views and watch time may not get you the other metrics. Not all the channels or not all the videos that get you views generate subscribers. So we talked about that. We talked about comparing things in YouTube analytics. we can see which videos generate subscribers. And we can go into YouTube Analytics and we can find hidden things like that in the subscriber panel if we know where to look. And we can see which videos generate subscribers. But if I run a comparison between two YouTube videos and their lifetime views, and I'm going to pick two videos that are similar in content type, and this is going to lag just a little bit because I'm going to lifetime and there's a lot of data for YouTube to load here. But if we compare two videos that have the same view counts, we're going to see radically how different they are on subscribers that they generate. And I'm going to show you that the minute that YouTube decides to load all of that data, because it's just a lot. Any minute now, YouTube. But yeah, we're gonna compare that. Oh, really? All right, great. It stopped being frozen now. So we're gonna compare my small business video, my 5 tips for small businesses you can start at home, with the Microsoft Surface hands-on review. You're gonna see something very, very interesting about comparing these two videos. Both of these videos got about 500,000 views. Both of them have about roughly the same amount of watch time, and they're alike in almost every single way, with one exception: the amount of subscribers they generated for the channel. And you can see here for yourself that the small business video generated 2,000 plus subscribers for the channel. Microsoft Surface, only 500 plus. But if we look at what they generated in terms of views and watch time, they're almost identical. They're almost identical. And so not all YouTube videos are created equally, and not all YouTube videos that generate views and watch time will not necessarily generate what you want in terms of subscribers. And most people do not even use this comparison tab in YouTube, nor do they drill down into the analytics of a single specific video. And that's why I'm going to be covering that in a YouTube course over at awesomecreatoracademy.com. We had a webinar the other day, but I'm doing the YouTube Analytics Crash Course, which you can pre-order before it releases at the end of March for half off. It's usually $279. It'll be $139 for a limited time for those who pre-order. And those who pre-order will also get a private training with me. We'll do a private group training on YouTube Analytics. But I can teach you how to use and read YouTube Analytics better, how to find hidden features in the dashboard, because we haven't barely scratched the surface of that before, using it to better understand your audience, the algorithm and its priorities, and also to measure the individual success of videos and exactly which videos converted subscribers for your channel. So, if that's something you're interested in, you could definitely pre-order the course, and also follow me on Twitter to see when we're doing another live training event if you're still on the fence about that. But I've got tons of resources. I even have free articles at awesomecreatoracademy.com that can help you grow your YouTube channel or grow your business, or more importantly, make money. So those are things that we are offering and that can help you. And I hope that the free content in this live Q&A and being able to answer all of your questions definitely gave you some kind of value. I really hope that did. Jen Adventures TV, $2 super chat. Thank you for all your help. No problem, Jen. Appreciate it. We're going to be wrapping up the live stream now. Let me see if we have a few more questions that we could answer. Let's see. Branding Goes Raw says, how do you go about not getting discouraged when views and watch time are down? Mine are down by 10 or 15% from last month, which leads to less growth in subs. Any thoughts on bringing it back up? I mean, you can bring it back up by focusing on the content that performed the best by going into your analytics. But here's the other thing about not being discouraged. Accept that here's what I want you to do. Ignore your growth for the next year. You really don't want to get discouraged? Cool. Ignore your growth for the next year and focus on this. For the next year, try to get better every single video at your on-camera performance, get better at your editing, get better at your video production, get better at your thumbnails, get better at ranking. Focus on the things that you can absolutely control. If you want to stop being discouraged, stop focusing on things you can't control. You can't control views. You can't control whether people like you, so ignore it. Stop caring about that. Stop caring about everything that's that, and only only care about measuring your own progress in terms of, wow, my audio sucked less this week. Wow, I feel more confident editing. What took an hour to edit now takes 25 minutes to edit or 45 minutes to edit. Focus only on where you can grow and what you can control, and ignore every single other thing. Ignore all of those numbers. And you might say, well, that's easy for you to say because you have the numbers. It's like, no, it's not. Like, it's really not. But it is something that you become disciplined. And that discipline is the difference between people who are successful and people who are not. People who are successful, you'll find majority of them are wildly disciplined. And they can ignore when things get hard and power through because they're focused on what they can control. One of the things that I really take to heart is that the probably one of the most important days of my life is the day I decide everything is my fault. Because if everything's my fault, everything is my responsibility. And if everything is my responsibility, then I can only focus on what I can control. I can't control anybody else. So I focus internally on how I can do work smarter, how I can work more efficiently, how I can be more productive, how I can save my time, how I can learn more. And that's all I do. That's all I do. Beanie Drawns asked, is the 100 free fonts a curated collection of fonts you found from free font sites? Just curious. Yes, it is, Beanie. Yes, it is. Which saves a lot of people the trouble of hunting them down, because I also picked what were the best of the best. So that's it. Midnight Madness, working on it. In fact, actually, I'm going to allocate that task to someone else because that will work out better. Goldmouth 100 asks, does watch time for a live video like this count for anything? It absolutely does. In fact, if we look at my YouTube analytics, you can see that I actually get a good portion of my watch time from the live videos. Let's get out of comparison mode, and I'll show you that. And let's get out of the analytics for just this one video, and I'll show you that. Analytics overview. And the overwhelming majority of my watch time, and we're in lifetime. We need to go from lifetime analytics. We need to go to last month, January, to show this accurately. So what we need to go to is, if you look here at January's analytics, you can see that a couple of my live streams crushed it for watch time, and they did pretty good on views too, and that makes a difference. And yes, live videos, once you make them public on your channel, count toward that watch time total for your channel. So I would definitely encourage more of you, if you're trying to get watch time, to look at doing more live videos. Fernando Renatira asks, Roberto, do you do one-on-one mentorships? I do. If you want the information on that, you head over to awesomecreatoracademy.com, look under private coaching with Roberto, and you will find the information there, my friend. And that could help you. But yeah, so live videos absolutely count for watch time. Skrizzle Axe is saying, hey, Roberto, what are your thoughts on YouTube removing subscribers recently? I get the flushes every single day. They're probably just culling inactive subscribers more than anything. It might hurt you on motivation. It might feel like it's a slap in the face of some kind. I ignore it because, like, the deal is the deal. I just, I'd rather the active people are whatever. That number means less and less to me in that regard. I look at my subscriber count as the number of people that I've served at least once, but I'm an educator. But even if I was a performer, I would be like, cool, I made this many people smile or whatever. And it sounds fluffy, it sounds hokey, but I just really look at those numbers that way, and I don't worry about it too much. And again, the reason that I'm not going for a gold play button is, like, I have friends who've done it, and literally it was the most depressing year or 2 years of their life in some ways because the stress freaked them out and they burned out in the process. So I would just be careful about making subscriber goals. Is that burnout is real, guys. You have big YouTubers and you have medium-sized YouTubers just burning out every day because they're chasing numbers. And I teach you guys about the algorithm. I teach you guys about the stuff, but, like, it's rough. It's rough. if you make this a grind, it could be really bad for your mental health. And I really want to encourage more of you to really take care of yourselves on that, because I've got friends that are not happy doing this anymore. I've got friends talking to me about quitting YouTube that have like 250,000 subscribers, and they're going to quit YouTube. And I'm trying to get them to a place to where they enjoy it again and they don't feel like they want to quit. But like some of you, you'd feel like it's blasphemy. I know people with silver play buttons that want to quit YouTube now. Like, that's real. You know? Gilded Phoenix Blog says, I got a notification from YouTube saying I wasn't eligible to do a live stream. Does anyone know what that could be? I don't swear to do bad content. It might require, I think you have the 100 subscribers required, though. Let's see. Yeah, Gilded Phoenix Vlogs. I'm pretty sure that you absolutely have the 100 subscribers required. I don't know why it would be telling you that you don't qualify for live streams. Forward me whatever they sent you over in Twitter, and I'll take a look at it. Wait, do you have a community strike? If you have a community strike, it says you don't have any strikes. Okay, then send me the email. Shoot me a screenshot of the email over in Twitter, and I'll take a look. So yeah. Soldier asks, what's the best way to get paid? My super chats. What company do you recommend if I can't get paid via YouTube? I would say find another business model. It's probably not the answer you want to hear. I think that, especially in the current ecosystem of YouTube, direct money from YouTube as a platform, or even ancillary third-party platforms that tie directly to YouTube, I don't think that that's the most practical way to make money. So if your answer is you want to make money, I would say you need a different revenue stream, and I would say that you need a different business model. I understand people trying to make it on YouTube, but I think in terms of actual money, if your goal is to make money or you need to survive, YouTube isn't the answer. Freelancing is the answer, much more than YouTube is. And I did a whole video specifically about getting started as a freelancer if you're broke, and I think that it's probably the most important. If any of you are hurting for money right now, you could take the skills you have as a YouTuber and you could use that as a video editor. And I would say work for some YouTuber maybe that has 50 or 100,000 subscribers for cheap. And if you think you're a good enough video editor to where it takes you 30 minutes to edit a 5-minute talking head video, charge $20. Charge $20. It doesn't sound like a lot to edit a video, but if it's taking you less than a half hour, let's think about that. If you worked a regular job, even if it takes you an hour, there are very few jobs that many of you will get in your local area, real talk, that will pay $15 to $20 an hour. Most of them just do not. Most of you, $10 an hour would feel like a raise right now, right? So if you know a YouTuber that needs video editing, or a YouTuber you admire has talked about that, offer to edit their videos, but prove that you can do it and have a portfolio, or your channel is a portfolio or whatever, and offer for like $20 or $30 to edit videos, but be good at it and deliver. But also make sure that you're spending like less than an hour or about an hour editing those videos, because then you have a higher hourly rate and wage as a part-time video editor than whatever your day job probably is. And so if you were editing a couple of videos a week, you're making some extra bucks with a few hours of your time. Like you're playing Call of Duty for an hour, you're not making 20, 30 bucks. You know what I mean? So I think that's real. I think you could take your YouTube skill as an editor and you could make $20, $30 an hour being a video editor, or even if you can edit 2 videos in an hour, you make like $40 an hour or $60 an hour, right? I think that also if you have a camera and you can do YouTube, then if you have a camera and you can do YouTube, you could be a freelance wedding videographer or wedding photographer. You can make $500 to $1,500 a weekend just doing a single wedding, or being a second shooter, you make a few $100s a weekend. using the same skills you have as a YouTuber. You could even do the wedding video, the wedding filmmaking thing. You could watch my friend Craig Adams, Wedding Film School, his YouTube channel, one of his YouTube channels, Wedding Film School, teaches you everything you need to be a wedding videographer and a wedding filmmaker. And, that would actually could make you literally thousands of dollars as a side hustle on top of your YouTube, and you'll make more money than your YouTube channel in the first year of doing that. The first year of freelancing as a photographer or videographer or a wedding filmmaker or a video editor, I almost guarantee you make more money the first year of that than the first year of YouTube. Like, even speaking from experience, I'll tell you that. Especially if you're in a multi-channel network, because they take half your money anyway. Like, they take half your money. So don't do that if you're a small YouTuber. Like, if you're a small YouTuber, don't go into a multi-channel network unless you need copyright protection and fair use. Don't do it unless it's that, because they'll take half your money. For like 2 years, they'll take half your money. Like, you don't want that. Like, you won't make real money that way. Most big YouTubers don't reply to email. Like, most of them can't reply to email because most of their email is their business stuff plus spam. And so, yeah, most of them can't. So that's a thing. I had to get a virtual assistant to help manage my emails. I have specific emails that if you're, like, right now for me, most of my email stuff has more to do with people who either are going to work for me, in terms of new hires or freelancers, or it's people for sponsorship stuff, or it's collaboration stuff, or it's my actual customers and clients. So, that makes a huge difference in the ability to reply to email. It's not that big YouTubers want to ignore your emails, guys. It's just that our inboxes are full of stuff and we have to prioritize it. And the priority is, well, whatever's paying us, like anyone else. We have limited time. We have to prioritize money. My friend Chris Ducker is an entrepreneur, has a quote, and he says, be ruthless with your time. And that allows you to be generous with everything else. And I believe it. I believe it 100%. So, that's important. Brandon, I already answered your question about not getting discouraged. Brandon, if you're discouraged, be on the notification squad for my Instagram. Beanie says you can earn the same amount from 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time as you can in 1 hour of freelance work or 2 to 3 hours of part-time work. Yup. It's probably less, but yup. It absolutely matters. Let's see. Joe Tech says, did you read my comment a few days ago? Probably. I usually read almost all the comments unless they're flagged as spam, but that doesn't mean I get to reply to all of them. I used to be able to reply to most comments as my channel was smaller, even up to 100,000 subscribers. I was replying to almost every single comment except for trolls, which I delete and ban. What I would say about it now is I try to reply to as many as possible. I would still make the argument that I reply to more comments than any other YouTuber that's at 250,000 plus subscribers. I reply to more comments probably than any YouTuber at 250,000 subscribers. I would challenge that easily if they're getting comments. I would also remind you guys that if you're on the notification squad, I usually reply in that first hour unless it's like 2 in the morning. To people who comment in the first hour. So being on the if you really want to get my attention or you want me to reply to you, even if it's an emoji or just a hi, I usually reply in that first hour to people who comment, and I reply to people who answer the question of the day that I post in my comments or that I ask at the end of my videos. If I'm asking a question of the day at the end of a video and you actually comment something that's the question of the day, the odds are I'll reply to you. There's like a 90% chance I reply to you. So if a YouTuber is asking you to do something, if you want them to reply to you or to acknowledge you, you probably could do that. So I would say that's something to think about. Robert asked any tips on Instagram and how it's different than YouTube videos. You only get 60 seconds on Instagram. You get like 15 on Instagram stories. They're different formats. Navigate Instagram, get more experience. Do you live in Manhattan, want to collab? No, I travel to Manhattan a lot. Beanie Draw says, is there a period of time that's too late to reply to a comment? No, I reply to comments on old videos all the time, Beanie. I reply on comments to videos that are like from 2 years ago. If someone comments on a video from 2 years ago, today I reply to it a lot of times. Sometimes I go back and old comments, I reply to them. Alpha J Show, how are you? Hey, Roberto, really appreciate the support. Alpha J, you've been crushing it, dude. Not all your videos are doing like what you want, I'm sure, but Alpha J, I've seen some of your recent stuff since we talked, and you're killing it, man. I'm glad to see that you've been taking the advice from our one-on-one coaching session, and I see the growth, man. I see things happening. Miss Jenny's Cleaning says, I'm glad you said you delete trolls. So many people get upset about trolls, but they're not worth the time and energy. They can be easily dealt with by the press of a button. Yeah, I absolutely delete and ban trolls. Sometimes if they come into the live streams, though, like, I pick on them a little bit. Like, I actually hit them back a little bit, and I have fun with it. And, like, and I like doing that because I want to give, not all of you will be able to hug your haters. My friend Jay Bear wrote a book called Hug Your Haters. I believe in it, but I can't subscribe to it myself. I can't practice it myself because I'm not that zen yet. I'm not that good yet. Like, people have this idea that I'm like the nicest guy in the world, and to my friends I am, but to the people who piss me off, like, no, I'm an absolute monster, right? Like anybody else. Like, I'm a regular human being. I would like to be more zen like some of my friends. I'd like to be more zen like Craig. Craig Adams is one of my favorite YouTubers. I'd like to be more zen like him or like Sam Sheffer, but I'm not there yet. That's just not where I am in my journey. But so instead of hugging my haters or feeling so sorry for them, which I do feel sorry for them because they're hating on me, hiding behind an avatar or an egg in Twitter, instead of doing stuff that they'll put their name to and, make money from, like, they are usually just jealous. They are usually just trying to get attention. And it sucks because the thing is, you should focus on your own brand and not be a hater on someone else's, because it's taking time out of your pockets, and that time is money. And so what I'm really pissed off is I'm pissed at the number of people who love to be trolls, and I hate troll culture. And people are like, oh, but it's so fun or this or that. I hate troll culture because I'm about entrepreneurship and capitalism. And so those people that spend an hour getting into like a Twitter storm with somebody is an hour that they're not hustling. Right? It's an hour they're not hustling. It's an hour they're not making real money. Like, so, I would rather people spend their time making money, because if they're making money, like, the whole economy gets better, the world gets better, they feel better, they can provide for their family, they can fix whatever problems they have in their life if they make money. But if you're spending an hour trolling people on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter, you're taking money out of your own pockets, because you could be monetizing. You could be writing articles and then doing affiliate marketing. If you guys do affiliate marketing, like, those payouts are like, some of them are $50 or $100. Some of them are recurring 30% commissions, right? Some of the affiliate programs that I'm in do 30% lifetime commissions. As long as somebody is a customer, you get 30% of whatever they're paying for the service every month. Some of these affiliate programs are 50% lifetime commissions. Like, are you kidding me? But people are going to troll or hate on somebody instead of learning that game, right? And then that's what's the worst about the trolls in my community, is because it's like, if they actually sat down and actually used the content, they'd make a crap ton of money. So, and people who troll, like, Gary Vee still has trolls. Gary Vaynerchuk still has trolls. Pat Flynn has trolls. Chris Ducker has trolls. Like, everyone in the business YouTube community, Sonny has trolls. Sonny Leonarduzzi has trolls. Like, all of our haters are losing money. Like, all our haters are losing money because they could actually be building businesses, right? So, like, I mean, that's what pisses me off about trolls, is like, you could be making money. And like if people were making more money, their life would be better and they'd find better things to do. So, like when I do give my trolls a little bit of attention and I razz them and I pick on them a little bit, or I turn them into a joke here, like it's because for some of you who just aren't there yet, where you could just let it roll off your shoulder or whatever, where you can just, do that, like some of you need permission to swing back every now and again, because that's going to help you with your confidence, because you just may not be in that place. And so when I do it a little bit, I'm giving you permission to swing back, so that's just the route that I chose to go with it. But mostly what I do is I block, I ban, I delete. I block, I ban, I delete. And real quick, before we go and before we close out, because I'm going to go eat now, I'm going to show you guys a trick to deal with your trolls. I'm going to show you a trick to deal with your trolls. We're going to go into a tab in YouTube called Community. Okay? Normally, this is where you guys go to your comment section of your channel. Any day now, YouTube. Thank you. So my comments are mostly okay here, as you can see. And now I'm going to take this here. And this is another person that found a little thing to get past my filter. And I'm going to report them for spam. I'm not going to kill them off. I'm just going to report them for spam. But here's where you need to go. There's a thing called the Community Settings tab. The Community Settings tab under Community, under Comments, all that is where you need to go. Any day now, YouTube. Thank you. Now, I can approve friends and homies so that they never get caught in my filters, and I can also appoint some of my friends as moderators for my channel. I need to actually do that for my VA. But I can also, these are the long list of people that I've blocked and banned. And so, yeah. Most of these are from the early days, though I rarely have to do that today. Mostly when I do it today, it's spammers and not actual haters. It's mostly spammers. Spammers are my biggest problem in YouTube right now, to be honest. So what I can do is, in the same way that I have sub for sub and subscribe to me here listed as bad words for blocked words, I can now add this new check out my channel that only has one L. And now those comments will never get through my filter ever again. And so if you guys have ever wondered why I can actually respond to you and I can actually see your comments and there ain't a bunch of sub for sub people in my comment section, it's because of this one thing, which I will make a tutorial for. I'll probably put it out this weekend, actually, just to get another tutorial up and running for you guys. And I'll be the sponsor of this tutorial myself. The awesomecreatoracademy.com will be sponsoring that video. The YouTube Starter Kit will sponsor that video. But you can just put whatever negative words you want. I have a lot of the spam words and bug, but I also have like things in here that I don't like and things in here that obviously I found a bad list of, like all of the racial slurs and all the things. I also had to put some certain words in here because whenever I collab with my female YouTube friends, people decide to act like they're like 15 years old and be immature. And so I had to put some other words in there to compensate for that so that we can keep it classy and so that we can be respectful of people and treat them like human beings because, people suck. So, I just blocked people straight up. So if you have stayed in the live stream this long, you just got one of the ultimate hacks that no one, even big YouTubers, don't know about this. Like, I have friends, like with 500,000 subscribers that I had to teach this because they were getting so much hate, and they realized, oh my God, I didn't even know about that. I'm like, yeah. Because, again, it's in community settings, but it's all the way at the bottom. So there's that. I also check for the live stream hold potentially inappropriate chat messages for review and things of that nature. So this is literally how I deal with spam, how I deal with haters, how I deal with, racial comments and things of that nature. And you know, then the big problem is just cleaning out my spam queue afterward, which I still haven't fully done, but that's what hiring help is for. That's how I handle it. So now you guys know, and knowing is all of the battle, right? G.I. Joe. 80s joke, 80s kid here. So, yep. Shape Yourself says, LOL, Roberto don't play. Yup, Roberto don't play. Can you provide a list of your blocked words? I actually will do that in the YouTube starter kit. I will actually create a text file that is like a blocked words list that you can copy and paste in. Brandon goes raw. Thank you, buddy. Try to watch your videos at least once a day. Sometimes stream them like podcast. Brandon, I have a podcast. Thank you for all you do and for helping me learn each day to grow my fullest potential. Yeah, absolutely. Brandon, if you're like depressed and you're getting down about your numbers, don't. Everyone starts out slow, dude. Everyone starts at zero. Don't worry about the speed of growth. Just focus on getting better. Watch my friends Ben and Charlie on Charisma on Command on YouTube. Charisma on Command on YouTube is one of the best YouTube channels to grow your confidence and to learn how to be better in life and on camera. And I think that could definitely help you. Beanie Draw says, Roberto, did you find it weird having to think creatively about all the offensive words you'd have to block out? I used Google to my advantage for that. I used Google for that more than anything. That was what helped, because the thing is I couldn't think of everything, but it also helped that I once upon a time was a 20-something-year-old, and me and my friends, which is a diverse group of friends with different like backgrounds, we all grew up military, actually, a lot of us. Between us, we probably knew and jokingly with each other probably did a lot of things that right now you'd be crucified on the internet for, but we would hang out because we're all friends, and we would literally, to relieve tension, just go through all of them. And so I had a little bit of knowledge of which ones I could use, and then I used Wikipedia and Google, and I found out some words that I'm like, wow, I would have never thought of that, and I didn't know people said that, and it was an interesting exercise, but at the end of the day, it just meant that I could clean up and make sure my community was right. So, that was something that I felt was important to do, and I think that showing you guys that technique probably was very helpful, but I think I can show you guys a tutorial in 5 minutes for that, and I think that it would help. Julian Akara asked, what's more important, quality or quantity? Both. It just depends on where you are and what you are and what your deal is. Quantity produces quality because any musician, any artist, any athlete knows that reps matter, but they produce that final result. But in terms of once you have that, how many of that final result you produce, well, that's a balancing act. It's about balance. Everyone tries to pull quantity versus quality, but it's about balance, and it's about self-awareness. It's also about your niche. So I think that matters. Charlene Ortiz Training says, I don't understand fitness channels that spend so much time criticizing other fitness channels. Insecurity. It's ironic that a lot of people who focus on fitness and health and personal development, ironically, don't focus on their emotional development sometimes. And I think that their insecurity leads them to criticize others. I've found that as I've grown as a person, I worry a lot less about others and criticizing others. It's why you guys will see so often I have no problem referencing my friends' channels or other great entrepreneurs, or even acknowledging people from my community and propping them up and the great work that they do, and that I retweet a lot of people, and that I constantly promote Daryl Eves and Tim Schmoyer and Owen Hemsath and Sonny Laird-Doozy and Gideon Shalwick and Jeremy Vest and my friend Steve Dotto and Amy Landino and people like that, and Sarah Dietschy and Eric Conover and Sam Sheffer and other people that I don't know and I'm not friends with, but that I admire, like Drew at Telos of Tech. The reason I do not mind giving other people a spotlight or giving other people shine or talking about how great these other people are, whether they're friends of mine or people that I admire from afar, is because I'm not insecure, and I don't feel like that takes away from me, and I don't need the center of attention, the spotlight. A lot of YouTubers are introverts. I'm one of them. I can skew to ambivert sometimes, but almost never an extrovert. And but I'm an outgoing introvert, and I like people. I have trust issues, but I like people, and I like what I like. And I I have a tremendous respect for other people like me, and I want them to be successful. And it's why I can be genuinely happy for my friends. It's why I can cheer so many of you on. It's why I can be happy for my friends' success, even when they surpass me. And it's because they're not me. They're different, and everybody's different. And so I just, I just really focus on the things that I can control and the things that matter to me, and I stay in my lane. There's no traffic in my own lane. And that's where my focus becomes. But at the same time, I can see what other people are doing, and I can acknowledge it, and I can respect it, and I can even learn from it, and I can grow myself from that too. And so I only root for the downfall of scumbags. I only root for the downfall of scumbags and bullies and scammers and cheaters and con artists, because people like that, if they win, encourage more of the same. And I want people that are more like me. I want people who are earnest and who do things the hard way, and believe that they can win, and that their win doesn't have to be someone else's loss. I root for people like that. And it's why I really, again, have such a tremendous respect for so many of my friends, because we're friends because we share the same philosophies. We do things the right way and for the right reasons, and we want the best for other people. So I feel that philosophically, what allows me to not be insecure, and why I don't crap on other channels in my niche, or even other people in my niche, or would be competitors or things like that, or people on the come up. I don't like crap all over them, and I don't give them a hard time. I only encourage them to be better, to do better, and I help where I can, because that's the right answer. It's it's something I would love here in the Western world to be much more at the forefront of people's minds versus being competitive. I want more collaboration. The biggest problems in the world, big companies succeed because of everybody being all hands on deck. Like, companies succeed because people are all hands on deck. There's a limit to what you can do alone. There's a limit to what you can do alone. And the thing is, ultimately, you need people in your industry to be successful, because you need them to represent the industry well. Because when the industry thrives, when your competitors thrive, the envelope is pushed. And so I feel like insecure people root for the success of others. Secure people root for the success of others, and insecure people don't. Insecure people don't root for other people. Secure people who are confident and self-aware will root for the success of other people, even their would-be competitors. So I just feel that's where I'm at, and that's where I come from on it. And I know that everyone's not the same, and they don't need to be. And that's fine. So that's where my head goes. That's what I believe in. That's who I am. And you'll find out more about that and more about how I am like that if you follow me on Instagram. Yes, it is. Life with Sean Motivation 2 says it's best to be yourself on YouTube or an over edited. Is it best to be yourself on YouTube or an over edited version of yourself on camera? That's the question here. I think it's easier to be yourself on YouTube, unless you're a comedian or you're doing a caricature, or unless you're just not comfortable putting yourself out there. There's no one size fits all thing for that. It's just based on who you are and where you are. You guys have noticed in live streams, especially these long ones, that I'm just myself, and you see that in my edited content too. I'm editing it out, scratching my beard or drinking water, or when I mess up a word. I just find it easier to be myself. But that was incremental. I had to get comfortable with myself on camera over a period of time because I was worried about looking professional. So I think you have to figure out your flow, and you have to do that. So that's it, guys. I did not want this to be a 3-hour live stream, but it did. Like, it's whatever. I'm gonna go eat now. I am going to run. I'm sorry that there weren't more videos out this week, but I've been focused on a couple of things. One, traveling. Next week, social media marketing world. If you guys are going to be in San Diego from February 28th through March 2nd, I'm going to be in San Diego because I'm speaking at Social Media Marketing World, one of my favorite conferences, one of the biggest conferences in social media. My friend Michael Stelzner, good friend, great entrepreneur. It's his conference. It's one of the biggest in San Diego. It's at the San Diego Convention Center. I'm so excited about that. I'm going to see you guys at VidCon. I might have some surprises in store for VidCon. So if you were on the fence about going, come to VidCon just for me. I'm not even joking. Come to VidCon for Roberto. And by the way, for those of you who've been supporting certain of my speaking engagement stuff, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. For those of you who've helped me get speaking engagements or put me on the radar of certain conferences, thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. I'm going to Vid Summit this year. I think they've actually already announced that. I'm speaking again at Vid Summit. My friend Daryl Eves puts that on. I'm also going to be speaking at Video Marketing World in Dallas, Texas in August. And so if you're a YouTuber who's trying to also make money, you should be at Vid Summit, and you should be at Video Marketing World. And you should also probably still go to VidCon. If nothing else, just for me. So those are some places I'm going to be. That's also what I've been busy with, guys. I've been so busy with traveling and conferences. I also took a mini break last weekend to go to Maryland. I went to KatsuCon to test out the Sony A7R Mark III that I bought. $3,000 camera, very expensive investment, but best photography camera that I've ever used, best autofocusing system that I've ever seen. There will be a teardown and a review coming out on that, as well as some sample footage. I'm doing a low light test to round out that footage, and so that's going to be a big deal. So I've been testing new camera gear. There are more product review videos coming out this weekend and next week, some tutorial videos. Some sponsors have sent more equipment for me to review, by the way. Samsung, Synology, and Western Digital all sent hardware. Thank you to the sponsors for that. But those are big things that I've been doing, and that's why I've been a little MIA on YouTube. But you also might have noticed I brought back the podcast. The podcast will be weekly. I hired Music Radio Creative to take over editing the podcast, aside from some of the longer interviews that are also video podcasts, which will come out on the channel later. I outsourced the editing, so that's helped. But one of the more important things that I've been working on is awesomecreatoracademy.com. And you guys know that awesomecreatoracademy.com is my online education platform for creators and for entrepreneurs. And what I've been working on there is, one, I've been working on the free blog content for you guys so that you guys can get some helpful information. I've also been working on resources, and some of these resource links, I've also been negotiating discounts for our community. Like if you need a website, Bluehost hooked us up with a big discount. So you can get like a ridiculously big discount on Bluehost if you need to put together a website for your brand or your business or a blog. A lot of companies are helping us out with stuff like this. I have the YouTube starter kit, so I put together a resource page. We got an invite for you to MORNINGFAME for a month free. Skillshare, if you need to learn video editing or production, you get 2 months of Skillshare Premium for free with our link. So I'm negotiating with brands to get us more discounts and more freebies and things like that. I'm putting together a few free courses too. But one of the big things I've been focused on at awesomecreatoracademy.com is the 100 students that are in the Awesome Creator Academy mentoring program, people like Edine Cole, who's been here, people who are like Chris Boutte, who was here earlier. These are my students. We've got over 100 of them as creatives and entrepreneurs, not just YouTubers, but people with podcasts, people with businesses. and we're growing them, and they have a place where they can go where they can get a sounding board. We do mastermind calls, we do private group training, and I got exclusive content for them, and they just get to spend more time with me. So that's something you can join if you want. We're looking to grow 100 new members this year. So far we've added, I think, 15 new members in 2018 so far, so I'm very proud of that. I'm very excited about the people that we're working with. I've got private coaching for you guys. I can audit your YouTube channel for you, or I can audit your social media, but we also have the YouTube Starter Kit. And so for a lot of you, the YouTube Starter Kit, it's over 100 downloads for $99. And with the code SMALLYouTuber, you get $20 off. And this could help you with your thumbnails. And if you don't have Photoshop, photop.com is free, you guys. Even if you're not going to buy the YouTube Starter Kit, use photop.com and make some better YouTube thumbnails and use the tools, because it's pretty much free Photoshop. And that's totally free. So even if you're not going to buy the YouTube Starter Kit, use this tool. I'm going to make a dedicated video about Photop so that more people are aware of this, because maybe you can't afford Photoshop. I get it. So use this tool. Like, this is important. But yeah, with the YouTube Starter Kit, you can make good thumbnails, you can change out the text, you can put your own photos in there, and I've done all the shapes and graphics, and I've done it based on YouTube trends. You can get YouTube channel artwork, you can get YouTube end cards, and I'm always actually adding new stuff to it. We just added, for those of you who like to use Canva, we added like 40 new Canva assets to the YouTube Starter Kit if you are not a Photoshop person. So, we've got that. And then some of the new stuff at Awesome Creator Academy is the courses. We've got the formula for awesome videos to help you figure out how to make good videos on purpose, so you'll know how to film, you'll know a little bit about how to get your on-camera confidence, you'll know how to structure your videos, how to research them, how to write a script for your videos. So we've got good stuff there, how to prioritize them, and how to batch film content so that you have content that can keep coming out. And then, of course, we have the YouTube Analytics Crash Course. You guys saw us deep dive into YouTube Analytics a little bit. You saw that we can get a lot of useful information to grow a channel out of that. So you can pre-order the course that comes out in late March. You'll get 50% off by pre-ordering, and you'll learn a lot of great stuff. We actually did a free webinar just the other day. We had 180 people sign up for that webinar. It was a free training, and we did like an hour of YouTube Analytics training, and then we did some Q&A. I'll actually be circulating a sign up for watching the replay of that free webinar. So make sure you're following me on Twitter if you want to find out about that free webinar and get access to it. I'll also probably update that in the YouTube community tab when we're going to do the free replay of that webinar training, so you can get some of the information, and then you can decide if you want to buy the YouTube Analytics Crash Course. So I'm super excited about that. That's what I've been spending so much of my time on lately, which is where some of the uploads haven't come from, because I've shot 12 videos that just need to be edited. I have 12 videos that just need to be edited for the YouTube channel, and they can go up. I have 3 speaking engagements that can go up on the YouTube channel. And those things will come out later this week, and over the weekend I'll be doing more editing. But I've been spending time with my students, with my coaching clients, with speaking engagements, and with growing Awesome Creator Academy as a business. And I gotta tell you, I've been very happy with the progress that I've seen people making, with people really taking this seriously, with going hardcore, and with making growth where they can. I've seen people step up their game in editing. I've seen people step up their game in thumbnails. I've seen people become so much more confident because they're doing content that matters to them instead of chasing views. And I feel like, it's something very valuable to creatives and entrepreneurs to have support, whether it's in the form of a mentor, whether it's in the form of a peer group, and a place where you can sound out ideas. Like, these are things that would have mattered to me when I was starting, and nobody offered it. So I built the things that I would have wanted to have, and I've always built the businesses that I would have benefited from if somebody had made it. So, that's just where, I go. That's just where I go with it. Beanie Draw says, Photop looks exactly like Photoshop. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. Gaming Z says, I have a question. Do you have any suggestions for gaming channels, and is it a bad move not to have commentary in gaming videos? Reference the interview I did on this channel with Bijou Mike, who has 1 million subscribers. He had 1,000 subscribers 2 years ago. He's been subscribed to my channel for 2 years, followed my advice. He credited me with a lot of his success, and we've become friends, and I've given him some personal advice one-on-one before. And we did an interview at Vid Summit, one of the conferences I spoke at. He came as an attendee. We hung out, we geeked out together. I'm such a fan of his hustle. And he's a big fan of mine. He's been watching for a long time. He got to 1 million subscribers from 1,000 subscribers with a gaming channel in 2 years. Watch the interview. We dropped like 15 to 17 minutes of knowledge on gaming channels. And it's like really all I have to say about gaming channels, because we covered it pretty much all in that interview. And it's proven, because it's not just coming from me. It's coming from somebody who did it, took the advice, reverse engineered and applied it, and went from 1,000 to 1 million in 2 years. So, that matters. And I have to quote this just because it's in the actual live stream comments, and it's one of my favorite quotes. It's like, you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? He became so powerful, the only thing he was afraid of was losing his power, which of course eventually he did. How unfortunate. He could save others, but not himself. That's my Darth Sidious, my Senator Palpatine, or Chancellor Palpatine from Star Wars. I actually do a better Emperor Palpatine. Use the dark side of the Force. I actually do a pretty good Emperor Palpatine. He's like, use your aggressive feelings. I could have done voice acting. I dabble. So. Some of you are asking what I use for live streaming. Guys, I use Wirecast. They're actually about to become a partner of the channel beyond what they are, and I might be able to get you guys a discount on that. But yeah, I use Wirecast, and I love it, and it works. Beanie Draw says, Roberto, are you ever going to have a cutoff where people won't be able to join up for Awesome Creator Academy? I don't know that I will, because I was inspired by my friend Chris Ducker, and I don't think I need to have a cutoff. And I think the people who want to be a part of that community and can benefit from it will benefit from it. So I don't think I need a cutoff. Before, I was going to cut it off at like 200 people. We have 130 students in Awesome Creator Academy right now, and I'm very happy and proud to work with them, and I love what they're doing. We've got people there with all kinds of backgrounds. We even have some guest mentors there as well. Brian G and Nick Nimmin are guest mentors in Awesome Creator Academy, and they give tremendous feedback to the members. And I'm very proud that they felt that they wanted to be a part of that community. And I also have Carlos Gill, who has a tremendous background. He has an agency, and he is somebody you might know from the Snapchat world. And, I feel that having some of these senior people in the group makes it even more valuable. And I'm going to be having other people come on webinars as guests of mine to do training for things like Facebook ads. Beanie Draw says, oh, very cool. I want to sign up when I can afford it comfortably. I think I'm getting close to that point soon. Yeah, absolutely, Beanie. We'd love to have you. Civil Guy asks, are you planning on branching out into Twitch, Roberto? I'm planning on doing live video editing in Twitch. It's something I enjoyed doing when I was working with Adobe on the Twitch Creative Initiative, and they got me into Twitch. Adobe has been a tremendous partner of me and the channel, and so there was a point where I was one of their Twitch streamers on the Adobe hosted Twitch channel. I might go back and do that at some point, or we might renew that relationship. But I like Twitch, and I want to be able to speak much more intelligently about it. So I'm thinking of even at least once a week doing a live editing session on Twitch and hang out and let people watch me do live video editing. So I won't be able to be as interactive and talk to people because I'm editing. I'm working, So I think that matters. Yeah, Chris Ducker and Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn's going to be coming on the podcast pretty soon here. I'm also planning to go on his podcast. I was on Chris Ducker's podcast in winter. Chris was just on my podcast. It's the current episode. You guys should definitely check it out. And so it's over at createsomethingawesometoday.com, just like the shirt, createsomethingawesometoday.com. By the way, at robertoblake.com/shirts, you guys can buy the new merchandise, by the way. If you want one of these Create Something Awesome Today t-shirts, you can grab that at robertoblake.com/shirts. So, you know, just saying. Plug the merch, right? Sell it like a God church, right? Don't be a Paul. Actually, that should be a shirt. Someone should make that shirt. Don't be a Paul. So yeah, guys, that's it. Final question was what camera? So one of the angles over here is the Logitech C922X, and the other one here is the Logitech C920. One is $100, one is $60. I will be replacing the C920 with another C922X so I can have both of those and have the best video quality ever on both of my monitors. And I will then be taking this and putting that on the MacBook Pro, and then my setup for live streaming will be fully fleshed out. So that is the plan. Link the merch. You got it. Boom. robertoblake.com/shirts. Link is now in the live chat for you guys. Linking up the merch. Beanie Draws is going to do that Don't Be a Paul shirt. I love it. I love it. Yeah, 2 Logitech C922s. Yeah, that's the way to go, is with 2 Logitech C922s. That is my plan here. It's been a debate of mine even to consider going to a third, believe it or not. But I don't think I need to. I think that's overkill. Less is more. Less is more. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. Thank you for everyone who hung out here for like 3 bloody hours with me. The replay of this will be available. What else is going on? Yeah, the replay of this will be available for you guys. Don't forget to check out awesomecreatoracademy.com. Links are in the description. Don't forget to check out the YouTube Starter Kit. And don't forget your discount code SmallYouTuber if you want to get $20 off of the YouTube Starter Kit. I don't know why that redirect isn't working. If that redirect isn't working, then go to... Actually, then do this. I don't know what's up with redirects not necessarily working. Go to this one. This one's working. robertoblake.com/shirt. No, actually, that one's not working now. What the heck, YouTube? Wait a minute. All right, so I've got an answer for you. Fine, we won't worry about redirects. I'm going to figure out the redirects. I'm going to figure out what's going on with the redirects, because that's not right. Just go to that link, spreadshirt.com/RobertoBlake. I don't get what YouTube is doing to my redirect links. I think it's maybe that YouTube is taking out the www or the HTTP or something like that, and it's creating an issue. Thanks, YouTube. YouTube has so many freaking problems, it's ridiculous sometimes. I get frustrated with it sometimes. Usually YouTube works fine. And, because I just checked a bunch of my other redirect links. I checked a bunch of my other redirect links, and there's literally no problem with the majority of my redirect links. When I manually do it, yeah, everything's fine. I don't get it. I don't get it. Speaking of, for those of you who want to start a website, robertoblake.com/bluehost, and that will get you a massive discount on your website if you want to start a WordPress website for your blog or for your business or whatever you're trying to do. You can get a nice discount They hooked us up with that. Civil Guy, another $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Thanks for talking with us. Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. YouTube might be cracking down on links. Yeah, they might be. Yeah, they're trying to cut down on people. They're trying to cut down on people linking off of YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, the Spreadshirt stuff is nice quality. Also looking at doing some stuff with designed by humans. Me and Redbubble are looking at doing stickers together. But yep, the merch. And by the way, guys, if you are buying any of my merch at all, tag me on Instagram with photos, selfies of you in that, because when I do certain things, I'm going to actually be featuring and tagging and regramming people with the Create Awesome t-shirts and stuff like that, and they always be creating t-shirts and mugs and things of that nature that hit me up with that in Instagram. So that's another reason to be in Instagram, and just like tag me in that stuff. And I actually might be putting people's photos of that, shouting it out in the end of a YouTube video or something as far as their Instagram accounts. So it's something to think about, you know. Also, wearing your own merch gives you your own uniform in your videos, which makes wardrobe easy. Just a hint. Anyway, guys, that's it for the live stream. I'm out of here. I got to go eat, and then I've got to record and edit and do all of the things. Anyway, if you watched this far, remember, resource links down in the description. Check out awesomecreatoracademy.com. And, you know, thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for everybody who did the super chat. Last thing is, Goldmouth, what are you trying to purchase? Are you trying to purchase a shirt, or are you at awesomecreatoracademy.com? Because if you're at awesomecreatoracademy.com and you're trying to buy the YouTube starter kit, I can walk you through it. I just need to know whether you're trying to buy a shirt or you're on my website. And then I'm going to go. Waiting. Meta, thanks. Sanjo, yep, Doug, thank you. Awesome. Gilded Phoenix Vlogs, thank you. Appreciate you. Nirmal, thank you. Link went to the Oops page. Sabith, thank you. All right, guys, that's it. Guys, go out there. Create something awesome today. Or tomorrow, because it might be late. Take care.